What's going on? I am Nando.
And I'm Diggins.
And this is Mostly Nitpicking, a podcast where every week we pick apart a piece of pop culture by looking exclusively at the details. Woohoo! This week, now you see me 3, now you don't, now you 3 me, whatever you want to call it. We got the third one. We started with 1, and then we did 2, and now we're doing 3 after a week of Predators.
To say after a very brief Predator intermission.
Yeah, we took a break to collect ourselves, and and there's a lot of time that passes between those two movies, so we had to kind of adjust to the age of the characters and all their different haircuts and stuff.
Wait, there was time between these movies? I get that from watching the movie.
You couldn't tell? Yeah, I know. And that some of them have just magical, like their faces are magical, so some of them change so much that you'd be like, is that character aging, or have they just gotten more angular or whatever, Also, like, Woody Harrelson has hit an age where he'll be that age forever. I think it feels like
as
watching
actor,
that last movie and this one.
Well, it's like there's like a 30-year period where you stop changing, and then you get to like 80 or 90, and it all hits at once.
Yeah, so watch out, Woody Harrelson. But you got a couple of years left, I think. I don't know. What do you think he's in? 50s?
I think he's
60s, maybe?
I think he's like in his late 60s, early 70s. Look, he's old.
Yeah, he is old. 64. Okay,
a little younger than I thought.
Yeah, but he's getting up there. But first we got to talk about the news. So we got to talk about 2 newses, really. One news and then secret news that came out through that that I haven't heard anybody talk about, but I think is one of my favorite things I've seen. Okay, so Diggins, obviously it's Riyadh season 2024.
Obviously,
we're in the middle of it, and I feel like Riyadh season is just like the whole year, because the comedy was a little while ago, and then I think the WrestleMania of next year is also like, when does Riyadh season end? But whatever, it doesn't matter.
Never been. It's always Riyadh season.
Yeah, it's whenever they decide it's not. Whenever MBS tells them it's not, and he's in America now. Did you see that? He was down in the White House the other day.
Yeah, and it turns out there's certain things you're not allowed to say to him, according to certain world leaders.
Because it's rude. You don't want to be rude to him. Otherwise, you never know.
Don't be rude to our guest by reminding him of those murders he ordered.
Yeah. So he's, and we'll forget about those murders, Diggins, because I'm surprised they even had time to ask him about those murders, or at least, allude to them, because there's so much exciting stuff going on at Riyadh season. Mostly, and what I've seen coverage of this week, which is what I wanted to talk about, is Beastland. Have you heard of Beastland?
I have heard of Beastland.
Yeah. So I don't know what the plan was. I don't know when exactly it opened, but it is currently open now as of this recording. And people have made videos of being in it and going, look at this, pretty weird. Most of them have been like really popular or like positive videos. Because I'm assuming those creators were paid to go there, and are also like,
or invited for their known status as a shill.
Exactly, and are known and are the kind of people who would be excited to see Dream in person. Like that would just be, that person knows who that is, so that would be interesting to them. There were some people, it seems like, that have more critical.
I did not know Dream was there, but I couldn't be less surprised.
Yeah, that was one of the things that this video I watched by this guy. I'll do an early rec now, because it's not really a rec. I feel like when I rec a video, it's usually something that feels more like something that's like longer. But it was a video by Jarvis Johnson Gold, who is like a blogger, and he did a video just about Mr. Beastland, and but he wasn't there. He was just kind of taking other people's videos and looking at them, and also taking a lot of promotional material, because that's what a lot of this is based on, is these weird expectations Mr. Beast has set. And it's bizarre. The theme park is mostly, have you seen any pictures of it or anything about it?
I haven't seen any pictures, but I heard that it was happening, and where it's happening for some reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some reason is very simple, Dickens. He's a global superstar. Some of his fans live in the Middle East and Africa and places around there, and this is easier for them to get to, So Think about them. Yeah, that's why.
Huh.
Because I'm assuming every government calls him every day and is like, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, we got a festival to promote our country that nobody likes because of all the stuff we do. Please come to Belgium or whatever. And he's like, I don't know. It's kind of far from most of my fans. It's not an equidistant point on the globe from everyone I've ever met. So,
and besides, Mr. Beast still isn't over the actions of King Leopold.
That's true. Yeah. Or that what happened in Bruges movie. And, or what happened in this movie, maybe, perhaps.
Ooh.
This movie there's a Belgian bit, right?
Yeah, they're in Antwerp.
That's right. Yeah. I remember because I saw it on the ground in the movie. I remember it now.
In case you were confused.
Yeah.
In case you were confused by the character saying out loud, we're in Belgium.
Yeah. Oh man. But anyway, yeah, so Belgium doesn't help out. They're no use to Mr. Beast. But Saudi Arabia is doing its Riyadh season where all the comedians perform. There's lots of golf, I'm assuming, because they bought a golf thing for recently. WrestleMania next year, I believe, is being held in Riyadh.
Yeah.
So they have this Mr. Beast Land, which is a carnival. Well, it's not a carnival. It's not a carnival. It's not a carnival. It's an amusement park that's only open for a short amount of time, 45 days. And it was built really quickly. It's going to be taken down really quickly. And most of the rides are not really rides. They're like kind of small collapsible things. So, it's a theme park, and it's created by the Beast himself, Mr. Beast.
Wow.
It's got all kinds of his branding and stuff. Are you familiar with his branding at all? Have you seen his chocolate bars?
I was gonna say I've seen like his chocolate bars and his like Lunchables that have mold all over them.
His Feastables.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Well, you would know then that his whole brand is this kind of like, I don't want to say it's like 90s-y. It's kind of 90s-y, like electric blue and like neon and yeah. So the whole theme park is that. And by theme park, it seems like it's one or two roller coasters maybe or whatever, but it's mostly like amusement park games or like carnival games, but sometimes they're at amusement parks. Like,
well, they must be amusement park games because it's not a carnival.
Exactly. And it's like throwing a ring onto a thing, and then you get points, I guess, Beast points or whatever that you can use to get like, I don't know, iPads or Lambos, maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen Lambos. I've seen iPads. But those are the things valued by the children.
In the Beast games.
Or a chance to participate. That's right. Which, you know, as we've seen, I mean, I also watched a whole video about the Beast game, so it's also kind of underwhelming and weird. But
you don't like when people have to choose who gets eliminated?
I don't like that, and I don't like when Mr. Beast fundamentally misunderstands what the trolley problem A like represents, but B just like what's interesting about it, like who to put in where on the trolley problem for it to be kind of a choice you have to make. But he's got a second season to work all that out and hopefully give all those people their medicine that they took away from them or whatever, like figure out how to make a little medicine jar.
I have heard that, assuming we're talking about the same video, an explanation for why the people are like yelling at that guy for picking that one lady, even though that's the premise of the game, which is because it's not an actual friend of hers. It's just the other black woman, and everyone's yelling at him because it's like, why do you assume that they're friends because they're both black?
Oh, that's great. That's really funny. Oh, well, you know, I mean, now they're probably friends, and now they can go to Beastland together, in Riyadh. Which, so one other thing about Beastland that I think is interesting is it's in Saudi Arabia, but like,
what?
He's telling his fans to go to it, and like I said, some of them are from Saudi Arabia, I guess, and like around there. But like,
I'm kind of surprised people are allowed to watch Mr. Beast videos in Saudi Arabia.
That's a good point. Well, they are now, but then also, yeah, I don't know how like the internet works and because like it's not like he has like scantily clad women or like smoking cigars. It's just mostly like, look at this fancy car I ran over with a tank, and like that feels right up their alley.
Yeah, I guess
I know about Saudi Arabian government,
or it's politically unobjectionable in that sense.
Yeah, otherwise it'd be cool. But anyway, but yeah, the idea for me that I think is the most strange about Beastland is that these kids are excited to win an iPad on a trip to Saudi Arabia that must have cost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like, it's not cheap.
You
the
could have
cost benefit.
You could have bought like 3 iPads, probably.
Yeah, you could buy so many iPads or like, PlayStations or whatever. Unless he is giving away Lamborghinis, but then how are you getting it home? And I mean, maybe they are. We'll see. Riyadh season is fascinating. But I want to move off Beastland for a second and talk about something else that I found on the Riyadh season thing. But real quick, is there any other Beastland stuff you've seen or any other things about it that you found interesting besides the dream is there?
No, I didn't know too much about it. I knew that it existed. So all this is news to me, pretty much.
There will be Defunct Land videos and stuff about this in whatever amount of time it takes to research it. But
about the
they're not
out of 5 people who died during Beastlands.
Exactly. Yeah. I do think one thing that is kind of interesting is someone from Riyadh had commented on this video, which, who knows, maybe they're lying, but this would be an interesting lie. Because I think this part of it's easy to fact check. They were saying that this whole theme park existed last year and it was called something else, but it had all the same stuff. So the idea that Mr. Beast built it this year is also bullshit. So like that part's fun. And honestly, like it would make me want to go to it more because I'd be like, oh yeah, this isn't like some bullshit thing you popped up this week. It's like a real, like if he was like, I took over Six Flags, I wouldn't be like psyched to go, but at least I'd be like, I feel like the rides are probably safe. But if it's like, I made a 45-day amusement park, that's different.
Yeah, that's true. Like, sometimes those traveling carnival amusement park rides are things you shouldn't trust anyway, let alone one that was built in 45 days.
Exactly. And I feel like it's like maybe it's just, are carnivals big everywhere in America? Like, because like we had a carnival literally in the backyard of one of my places where I grew up in Jersey. There was at like a school, but like, so like that was like just a carnival that would pop up every, year, whatever.
Yeah.
And like,
those.
Yeah. So I imagine everybody has those. So like, if there was a part, I guess my thing is, if there was a part of America, like let's say California never did carnivals, I could see seeing all of this and going, wow, that's pretty impressive. But then, that's only because you've never seen one in real life. But yeah, the carnival infrastructure and all that is pretty put together. Also, Six Flags has carnival games. Now that I think about it, remember like the bit, you've been to Great Adventure, right?
Yeah.
Before. Yeah. Like that bit that used to be, it's where the Superman ride is now, I guess, but it's like that little boardwalk area. They have like, ring toss and stuff. That's weird that that's there. How much money can that possibly make? Probably a lot.
I mean, listen, when I was a kid, I was never given up to like succeeded or my dad bribed a man, which I didn't know at the time, but did happen. I'm
sure. And I guess it's like something to do because like theme parks are so, it's like stand in line or throw things in that bucket. But I don't know. It's pretty strange. But anyway, what is stranger? Okay, so I don't know how I did this. Oh, you know what it was? Okay, so I was trying to find a map of Beast World because I'd seen the person who made this video, whose name I forgot again. So it's Jarvis Johnson. He had looked at a map. I was like, oh, I want to see that map on this website for Riyadh season. So I went on it, and like it's a shitty website. No offense, whoever made it, because you're probably, it's like they stole your passport or whatever, allegedly. But like, it's not a particularly helpful website, especially as someone who has gone on several different websites for amusement parks. Mm-hmm. Like back in the day when I loved going to them, you would like go and see what all those things were. But for some reason, they're being a little tight-lipped on what Beastland actually looks like and what is there.
Speaking of correction, the water stunt experience show is in Universal, not in Disney.
Can I tell you? I opened a video and I did see that, and for a second I was like, I should probably mention this to Diggins. But then the video of the stunt show was so engaging, I think I forgot, and I just didn't say it.
You know what?
But then afterwards, I looked again. I was like, "Oh right, yeah, that was."
It's a pretty good stunt show.
This is pretty cool. Yeah, they have a whole plane, and like, yeah, they're shooting water at you through a hose. It's pretty neat. But anyway, so I'm going on RealSeason.com. Look up Beastland, trying to find a map of Beastland. Now there's different zones, and this is probably, well, but if you go to the different zones, you just get this one, so that's not helpful. But I'm like, okay, is there a map or something? So then I went to booklets. That wasn't helpful because it's like a bar on the top of Beastland, or the top of the Riyadh Season website, because it takes you to like different shit about Riyadh Season. And then I think that's where I found this. No, it doesn't look like it. I think I went to Explore because that's the other option. And I was like, well, maybe Explore is like Explore Beastland. And that's just a list of all their stuff. So I saw their stuff. You know what? I'm going to share my screen with you, Diggins, so you can see this for yourself and enjoy this.
There's been a lot of build up to this. I'm fascinated by what it could be.
It's wild. And not in like a, oh my God, so provocative way, but just in a, that's what they did that. It makes me kind of sad for Riyadh Season, to be honest. Okay, so like this is the website, right? Different zones,
There's
like
endless
Beastland.
events.
I mean, it's a lot of them, and like they have different little arenas and shit, so it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like I said, went to booklets, wasn't helpful. Also,
There's
I don't know why.
incredible zones in Beastland.
And one of them is like I'll go to back to that last page. One of them has to do with tennis or something. I don't know why the tennis players are all dressed as like, you know, like Renaissance era like kings or whatever.
That's what the AI spit out.
But Jimmy is like, Mr. Beast is just in a suit, so I don't know why. Maybe they play the tennis in that, and then I'd be like pretty psyched. It is a lot of AI on this website, which we will get to. But so like, as we were talking about, there's certain things I feel like about Riyadh Season and about this whole experience that have made it into the public consciousness. The comedians, WrestleMania, all the sports, now Beastland. This I have not seen anyone talk about yet. So if you go to the Explore page, endless events, right? You can see, you can scroll through some of the events. So you're like, oh, some guy. And a lot of it's stuff that I don't even really know, but I'm like, I guess that's a famous person from Saudi Arabia or there. So like that probably is exciting for people. Yeah. Like boxing. I don't recognize any of these boxing names. I'm not a big boxing person, but like maybe this gets people excited. I don't know.
It makes sense as a thing that's there, at least.
Exactly. There's a snooker championship, entertainment city, Luca Park. There's The Grove is a village. Now, I don't know if this is connected to The Grove in LA, because I know that's like a brand and that's something that people, take very seriously in LA. But I have to assume it's not, because otherwise I imagine they would call it The Grove Village, but whatever. We'll get to it because it's very important. Some sort of Funko experience, which I think is very interesting, which we're not going to bother with. Junior manufacturer.
It's not the Funko experience.
No, it's not the Funko experience.
Oh man,
we'll get to it. Yeah, there's junior manufacturer, which seems like a little thing where little kids make science. Don't know what this is. The Grove Safe. They have a pizzeria. So now we're like, this is maybe the problem with this whole thing. And this is because now the comedians aren't there. So like featured events, boxing, other stuff. These guys, they seem exciting. Pizzeria is like number 8 on the list beyond that. So that's not great. But then I think in this next list, you will see the thing that blew my mind. Actually, I can see the top of it now. We got Charlie Chompa. Okay. So right now, so what you're seeing is Charlie Chonka, and it's a AI picture of a Mad Hatter really-esque figure, but they're going for Willy Wonka. It has a Timothy Chalamet-esque face. Is clearly very like AI-y.
Legally distinct Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah. And this is on the third, fourth like row of things that are exciting about Riyadh Season right now. So this is the Charlie Chonka experience.
What is it?
It's Charlie Chonka and his little crazy factory, the first of its kind in Saudi Arabia. It's a theatrical dessert factory where chocolate, colors, and characters come alive. Every visit is a dazzling show of taste and imagination. And it is a restaurant, I believe. It opened very recently, but there are people talking about it on like Instagram. And there's only a couple of pictures, but they do exist. And obviously this big one's AI, but like some of the other ones I think are real or AI. this one's probably fake, right? They probably don't put the bears next to the chocolate. Or close to the chocolate. That's not good. Oh, are you not seeing this part of it?
No, I'm still on just Charlie Chonka.
Okay. Share this tab instead. Okay. This is the Charlie Chonka website. So yeah, they have pictures on the thing. AI as fuck.
Yeah,
this one seems pretty AI just because of this part of the chocolate and the bears.
So obviously not real. There's no way.
So eventually I do think some of these pictures do start being real, and that's the problem with this whole thing and with this aesthetic. I can't figure out when they do become real. But anyway, you've got this thing, which is the chair where the chefs that are bears.
Charlie Chonka's throne, obviously. That's where he reigns upon his Chonka kingdom.
Which is made up of bear chefs that have their, equipment and their finished cupcakes. And then his elf.
His horrible, scary elf.
Monkey baby. That one's the real problem for me, is this sort of sous chef looking guy down here who
that's bad.
He's got a strange face.
I think elf is literally just a big elf on the shelf.
It is. That's the thing about Rejections, and everything's big and flashy and cool. Also a lot of little whatever these are supposed to be,
drills, little cones. I don't know what you call them.
Yeah, and some puppets. Or these are, I gotta zoom in with my eyes because it won't let me zoom in on the page. But like, look at this little doll of a bear, but it has 2 arms. And then there's another bear with another face that also has 2 arms. So yeah, pretty sure this is fake, but not positive.
I don't think that's a real picture.
I would love to go to Riyadh and go to the Charlie Chonka. And what did I say it was called?
And the crazy
Charlie
little
Chonka
factory?
And the little crazy factory.
The little crazy factory, excuse me.
I would love to go to the little crazy factory and just this. Like, guys, they have it all.
If you heard that and you're like, the factory's probably not that crazy, you should know that they do spell it with a K.
With a K, yeah. To get it on copyright, I'm assuming. Charlie Chonka even has a little big crazy factory. I mean, maybe that's how it's marketed overseas. I don't know. You have her. The queen is I mean, you saw the movie. Remember in the movie there's like a kind of the figure, like the slumlord
from Olivia Colman.
Yeah, I imagine this is Olivia Colman's character, but like after the events of Willy Wonka kind of took over the town, and she probably got out of jail.
Sorry, you mean the events of Charlie Chonka?
Charlie Chonka, excuse me, yes. After the events of a Willy Wonka-like experience, but legally distinct from that, she took over. So she was kind of, because she was familiar with Charlie Chonka, she was like, oh, I'll be like in charge of the macaroons, I guess, because she's wearing a chocolate, looking kind of suit with a whisk for a scepter.
Yeah.
And then just standing in front of tables of loose macaroons of varying shapes and sizes.
They make a chocolate factory.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, they're working on
chocolate factory.
They're trying to, the process of making a macaroon is challenging. It's going to take them a little while, but they're going to get there. It's going to be really exciting. So this is the outside of it. This was probably fake as well. Nothing too exciting here, though, besides some chairs and whatever. And this is where it starts to, I think, get maybe into real pictures. Because then you have this, which I think does look maybe real. I don't know. Still not convinced.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably fake. So this is like the outside or whatever. This big pile of chocolate doesn't look quite anything. But also, like, it doesn't look very impressive. There aren't anything in it that I'm like.
It's basically a rainforest cafe.
Yeah. A chocolate themed, kind of Christmas themed rainforest cafe.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Has, like elves and stuff. Like this bit, it's like, it's like a, that could be, what, this is plausible, I guess, as a thing.
Wait, go back to the one before that one. So before this one, and then back to this one.
Yeah, this one here, and then to that one.
Back. These are 2 different interiors, so one of them can't be real.
So this one feels like the fake one because those are the simplest chairs for the AI to make, and this one's maybe the real one, except like the chairs look real weird.
Yeah, except the patterns on the chairs there look insane.
Are they going for like a drizzled chocolate kind of chair? But was this how they came up with this? Was like at the chair factory, the chairs all malfunction? And like, you know what those look like? It's like chocolate on like a little cake. So maybe we can make a Willy Wonka. And then someone said, Psh, don't finish the sentence. And then they came up with this. But okay, so then the last picture is maybe my favorite. So and this is, like we said, I would be upset if I didn't see the bears. I would be sad if I didn't see Miss Queen Chocolate or whatever. But if I got to Riyadh and I walked into the Charlie Chunka crazy little factory and I didn't see these three guys, I'd be real bummed. Because this is the real, and this is why I think aesthetically I'm still very confused by what they even told the computer to give them, because we're getting into like a steampunk aesthetic now. Everybody has goggles as if that's something Charlie Chonka has.
And the man who I guess is supposed to be Charlie Chonka also has kind of like war paint on, like he's about to fight the Predator.
Yeah, and he's got like a dusty kind of like beat up little outfit with a very strange trumpet tuba thing, a fake instrument.
And the bear has not one but two trumpets.
Well, it needs a second one because the first one doesn't have a mouthpiece, so he needs to, or maybe he keeps the mouthpiece in his mouth and switches between them, because hypothetically you could do that.
That's probably easier, because with the costume, you can't just be shoving the mouthpiece in between the open mouth all the time.
That's a great point.
Just keep the mouthpiece in all the time and switch between trumpets.
He's got some similar duds to what we were assuming again is the Charlie or Willie, what we call him, Willie Pale or whatever, the Charlie bucket of this universe. But then my favorite part is this woman, because she has a finger that's on fire, and that's what she brings to this band.
That's what she brings to the musical act.
Yeah, she's got a little hat and a dress, another dress, not the same kind of dress as the other one, but a big old dress. But yeah, she has just one finger on fire. And this is, I'm assuming, because of the way they're kind of set up, not like I would assume they kind of work the same way that what are those guys that like those guys at the big guitars, and then they come to your table and sing to you. It like mariachi band. Yes, I'm assuming this is a traveling kind of mariachi band situation, where as you were eating, the three Chonka brothers or whatever come and serenade you and light whatever you're eating on fire, melted a little bit.
The three Chonka chaps.
That's right, the Chonka chaps. The kooky little factory. And then that's it. Those are the only images of this thing.
I'm not convinced any of them are real. Some of them I know aren't.
I don't know. This one looks pretty real.
I don't know.
This little baby, I think this is real. Yeah. Somebody, if you're at Chonkala Land or whatever, buy me one of these and send it to me. I need it so badly. And that's the little chef baby.
The little chef monkey baby thing.
Yeah. Anything from this lower tier of this picture would be fun, but this guy in the center, he's the star of the picture. But yeah, and so I looked at this a little bit online, because you can find pictures of it on Instagram and stuff, or like people talking about it on Instagram and giving it like positive reviews or something.
I'm not convinced those people are real either.
I'm not either, but then like I assume is you can go to this and then go to see it, like I'm betting this is like a restaurant where you can get a little smoothie or something. Probably. Like a chocolate, like a milkshake or whatever, but hard to find images of it online, but there are some videos. Okay. Wow. So this is a video. Okay. This may also
it's only $29.33 to book a ticket for Charlie Chonka's little crazy factory, plus the thousands of dollars to fly to Riyadh. I mean, that's a steal.
That's where they really get you on the flight money. Okay, so I think this I still haven't seen a human being in any of these shots. This is starting to look slightly more plausible. Oh, I still don't buy it. All right, I'm going to share this one with you, and then we'll see what you think of it. So this is the video on the Instagram of the Charlie Chancla website or whatever. Or this is from the Grove, Saudi Arabia. So like, there's bears and chairs. It's moving so fast that you can't really get a good look at anything.
And also, either there's no unifying aesthetic to the interior of this place, or these are not real.
What the fuck is the bear doing?
Wait.
So I want to go back because you can't because it's an Instagram video, so we'll just have to watch it again. At one point, when we're looking at the different bears, one of them is like, "Oh, wait, here's a guy. Okay. So these are probably people. Hey, that's kind of like one of the pictures.
Hey.
So the inspiration worked. So wait, is Charlie Chancla supposed to be like a mad scientist? Because that one guy on the right, I don't know. Well, I guess that's supposed to be their version of like an Oompa Loompa or Wumpa Lumpa or whatever it must be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's happening with this video.
We got a lot of partners. First of all, Duncan is involved. That's great. But okay. So we're gonna see the video again. There's a bear that is in a present. This seems to be like giving birth. It's got legs up.
Yeah, he like faces through the box.
Yeah. Well, no, it comes after the one that's poking its head through the box. It's more casual than that. You'll see it in like a second as the video is going. But hold on. Here we go. So first you get the one that's coming through the box. And that one, it's like the box is Then that one. What's that one doing? Just showing it all. You know, he's going
presenting.
Yeah, he's giving everybody a look at whatever he's got going on. But yeah, seems like they make maybe crepes here and like other stuff, little drinks
of blue liquid.
Yeah, like in the movie. Or what movie? No one could even know. And there's people dressed as, but that guy, right? That guy who's got okay, so that's definitely your Charlie Chancla. But then that guy on the right, I'm like, who's that? His minion? like a little science boy or something? I don't know.
He's like the Russell Brand character in Despicable Me.
Exactly. Yes. And it's like, you know what he looks like to me? He looks like Dr. Horrible from Dr. Horrible Sing Wrong Bog, which is just like science coat, science hat, green hair. Yes, this is what you get when you start looking into this. Oh, they have a video of Charlie Chancla that autoplays on like a video. Okay. So there's some people in this.
This seems
and it's
like
lit poorly.
It's a real video, yeah.
Hey, there's the bear.
Hey, there's the little bear.
Yeah. Oh, they got pasta? That's what I'm talking about.
And a little box with a chicken in it?
So the chicken or bun? I couldn't quite figure out what that was. They have a sandwich spelled like the monster. And then there's a bear doing like a little, here's that guy.
Yeah.
The evil man. And then Charlie himself with his accordion.
And the lady. Who's
the
mysterious lady.
She seems to know the bear.
Yeah, they're dancing together. They're friends.
They're dancing together. So we're supposed to understand they have some sort of relationship.
Ooh,
in this
the little
narrative.
crazy room.
Yep. Her name is Lady Meringue. Okay.
Oh.
We're learning a lot from this video, more than we got from any of the stuff on the
We have some lore.
Yeah. I wish all the characters would hold up a little sign with their name the whole time, because besides Charlie Chancla, I'm completely out of ideas for what these guys are named. Also, I'm saying Charlie Chancla. It's Charlie Chancla.
Charlie Chancla, yeah.
Don't try to Google Chancla. It's a different thing, probably. But yeah, look at how they spell witch.
It's
same
Spanish
witch.
for like flip-flop, basically.
That's right, yeah. But yeah, I want to look at the characters one more time. Watch this video one more time, and then we can be done. But yeah, he doesn't even have a little sign.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like he does like a little stand-up routine, and then she spins around a lot.
With a dress that lights up? Or are those lights just reflecting on her?
I think they're those lights that are on the floor. You could see
I think you're right. They just reflect on her dress weirdly.
Yeah, they do. A lot of nutcrackers, again, very Christmassy. Oh, I think his name might be Little Crazy.
Oh, so that's Little Crazy's throne.
That's okay. Yeah, this makes way more sense. Okay, so it's Little Crazy.
So is that what they make those bears at the factory then? Is that what they make? Because it's the Little Crazy Factory?
I'd have to assume the bears, in the lore of the Charlie Chonka, the bears are the workers, but they also have to make the bears there. Because the bears have so many jobs. They also seem to be causing quite a bit of chaos. But
and the bones are their money.
The bones are their money, yeah. Well, and I think the thing that, obviously we haven't talked about yet is it looks like what happened was they saw the viral Scottish Charlie and the Willy Wonka thing, and then went, we could do that too. But then they did it more, but it still isn't good.
It's still clearly not what's in the AI pictures.
Yeah. And there's a little AI video, which I wish there was more of. I wish you could see more of it. But you can see like Charlie Chonka. Oh, and this is part of the nightlife thing as well.
Ooh, it's fully booked, Nando, for November 14th.
Damn it. I was thinking about it, but
I don't.
If
you wanted to go 5 days ago, too bad.
Yeah. Did want to go 5 days ago. But yeah, so anyway, this is what Riyadh season is like. Yeah, this is the one from before. A lot of great stuff.
God, well, I wasn't ready to forgive Saudi Arabia for its crimes, but now that I know they have the Charlie Chonka experience, I mean,
that's true. Honestly, I get why, if you're like a journalist at the White House, you ask about like Jamal Khashoggi or whatever. But like, also ask them about this. Wait,
ask them what's up with the what? Is that little crazy? Wait, no, okay.
Oh, hold on.
Wait.
Hold on.
So are those like Little Crazy's friends? Is that the idea?
I think Little Crazy's friends come from all over entertainment. Yes. So Little Crazy's friends, and this is another thing we open up because I was searching through their little Instagram. They have a Beauty and the Beast looking guy, and that is called, and I swear this is what it says, Basma and the Beast. But that is advertised as part of the Little Crazy side of this.
Yeah.
So, and this is from, to be fair, this video is from a couple of like 33 weeks ago, so a couple months ago. So maybe this is before they figured out that this should actually be Willy Wonka instead of Beauty and the Beast. But
you say originally it was a Beauty and the Beast thing still with Little Crazy though.
With Little Crazy, obviously.
And then they were like, this isn't working. Let's change it to a Charlie Chonka.
Maybe Little Crazy is like a guy. Maybe people like, maybe it's like the Mickey Mouse of Saudi Arabia or something. Is that? I was gonna see if I could find more.
Maybe Little Crazy is like a famous like investor who lives in Saudi Arabia, and he just keeps trying to make this happen.
And he just keeps taking stuff, going, this is a thing, because they used to have a whole Beauty and the Beast business.
This is totally just what the Little Crazy thing used to be, but it was Beauty and the Beast instead of Willy Wonka.
Excuse me, it's Basma and the Beast, but yes. And then look, it's got all the guys. They're all doing their little routines. That sexy dance the Beast does, where he wiggles his hips around.
Oh man,
there's Basma reading a book.
They also have a candelabra guy, which really isn't going to help their copyright infringement lawsuit.
Yeah,
most versions of the story don't have that guy.
That's true. But I mean, how do you not? Maybe that's like Lil Crazy, because Lil Crazy, the mad scientist character, does not appear to be here. So, there's a DJ. Wait, okay. Little Crazy is just a sign anyone could hold. I'm from this because everyone's
not Little Crazy himself.
No, yeah, Little Crazy seems like it's a bigger deal overall. There's a hashtag Little Crazy on this. I'm just gonna see. Okay, never mind. This tells you nothing.
Yeah, I don't know about this one.
Some of these things, I'm like, that's like that's probably it. But yeah, it seems like, and this is maybe part of the genius of Riyadh season. They seem to have branded everything like Mr. Beast Park and Charlie Chonka as these new things, when in reality they're reskinned versions of stuff that's there year round. Oh, okay.
Is that an Alice in Wonderland version of Little Crazy?
Makes so much more sense than any of the rest of this stuff. Yeah, I guess Alice in Wonderland is probably what the year long. Well, no, it is a lot of these.
It's still the Nutcrackers.
A lot of these Nutcrackers. Yeah.
Maybe the Nutcrackers are just always there.
Yeah. And the DJ's always there too, but he looks different in this one than he does in his Beauty and the Beast.
Well, yeah, now he's what do you call him? The Mad Hatter.
what the fuck is this?
It's the same lady.
I know, but is she like a Marie Antoinette kind of figure or something? Is this before she gets all the chocolate dumped on her and becomes a like brown chocolatey costume?
Yeah, so she's not Miss Meringue. She's someone else.
No, I would love to see. Oh, look at that chair. That's a picture of the stuff. I would like to see someone, try to come up with the like lore of this. How every time it just turns into a different thing. Also, just Instagramming a little crazy is a fun little ride. Nothing like horrible, but nothing. Every so often you get a thing that's like this. But hey, is it the Hutch? No. Damn.
It is Judy Hopps, though.
It is Judy Hopps.
Little preview for something we might do in the future.
And maybe a preview for something that will show up a little crazy sometime in the future. It's impossible to know. You can't. She'd fit right in with all the bears. And
like Park City, Park. What would it be called? What do we?
Yeah, I mean,
Animal
Utopia.
Place.
Yeah, Utopia is a word that means is like its own word, and then you put zoo in it. So like, what's like a word? What's like a synonym for utopia? Let's look at that. I'm doing their work for them, but if we do it, at least they don't have to like kill some guy or whatever. Synonym for utopia, like paradise, maybe. So like it'd be like Anamaradise or something, or like Porcaro or heaven. Yeah, something like that. Nirvana. And then what's a synonym for animal?
Or zoo was really.
Or zoo, yeah. Zoo's tough because like the zoo in it is more zoology than like a place where animals are. But like it is.
I mean, it's
just menagerie. Ooh, okay.
Zoological garden.
Yeah.
Nervagerie.
Menagerie mix.
That on the tongue.
I mean, I think this is our best shot so far. Menagerie or Menagereven or something. Mirage Nirvana. What's Arcady? Mirage, that could be it. No, it's just an ideal rustic place. Yeah, I'm not liking that. Anyway, they've got time. Yeah. Oh, actually, maybe they should switch up. Maybe that's the deal with Riyadh Festival is every time, whenever the copyright, like whenever the cease and desist comes in, they all just change places and pick a new thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like Wicked would fit really well with what these guys are doing.
Oh yeah,
they
could do like Naughty.
That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, they should do that. And we'll see. I mean, we'll check back with Lil Crazy and the Groves, but yeah, this is what big time. This is what Riyadh season is up to. It's pretty exciting.
I get it now. If I was one of those comedians, I would have gone. If I'd known, I could have gone to Little Crazy.
This can't be it, right? No, it's just.
Oh my god!
No. Hold on. What is MJR?
Okay, no, yeah, I think this is something else.
I think this is something else too.
This is something else.
But I'm not positive it's not. Yeah, it seems like it's something else. But that'd be pretty cool if it was. I mean, yeah, she'll fit right in. And yeah, so, I think, and
to be clear, because we didn't actually say, we found a meet and greet with a non-copyright infringing Elphaba, but it looks like that's not from Riyadh season.
Yeah, my only thing is is MJR Theaters? I've never heard of them before. So maybe they're in Detroit. Hey, look at that. Anybody in Detroit wants to go see this Elphaba-esque character? You got time.
Yeah,
be all over. Ongoing. Yeah, themed cocktails, photo ops, and merch. Could be fun for the kids. And you know what? Probably is what she looks like because it's a picture. So you can see it and go, that's what I'm getting.
It looks realistically like a little low rent.
Jesus, Charlie Chonka. Look at him as
this is the Alice in Wonderland Charlie Chonka.
So Alice in Wonderland. Wild. This is fascinating.
But the cease and desist wouldn't come for that because that's not in copyright. Well, the Disney version is, but
the Disney version,
Alice in Wonderland
looks like the Queen. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, they should start doing that. They should do Steamboat Willie there or something that can't copyright. Because then they could just call him, but then that's not as fun if it's not like, Fanboat Wally or whatever. It's got to be, you got to be a little crazy version of the thing. So, yeah, so everybody that's at Riyadh season, go check this out. Buy me the doll that doesn't exist. Take pictures. Tell us what you're seeing there. And try to win all the Mr. Beast laptops or whatever that he's giving away. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff, a lot of crazy stuff going on at Riyadh season this year.
A lot of little crazy stuff going on.
A lot of little crazy stuff.
If you ask me.
A lot of little crazy. Oh man, yeah, I love this. I'm very excited about people finding out about this and being confused. But Speaking of little crazy people, there's a little crazy person in this kind of. I wouldn't say she's crazy, but she's quite little.
It's true.
And it's not a Willy Wonka kind of factory, but there is like a little magical kind of. You know what? There's some bits of that one house that would fit right into the Willy Wonka or the Charlie Chonka crazy factory.
Yeah. Including the room that looks like it was made with AI.
Yeah, we'll get to it, but yeah, we're very excited to talk about Now You See Me 3, or as it is actually known, Now You See Me, Now You Don't. It is, like we said, this is the sequel to the other ones. This is directed by Ruben Fleischer. It stars all the same ones as the other ones, except a bunch of actors aren't in it. We'll get to them. And then it has a new guys. So there's 3 new friends. There are Dominic Sessa from Leftover or Holdovers, Ariana Greenblatt from like Barbie and stuff, and Justice Smith from the Jurassic World movies and Pokemon Detective Pikachu. And I saw the TV. He's everywhere. Justice Smith.
Smith, I would say, is the biggest of these 3.
I would say so too. Although I could see a world where in like 2 or 3 years, the other ones become huge. Dominic Sessa is one of those guys who's like really, like he just started, but also he has a couple of things in the works, I think. And then Ariana Greenblatt's like, she's young Ahsoka, she's young Gamora, like she's got so many roles like that I could see her getting a regular part like that, and then becoming a huge deal.
Young person.
Yeah. And so it's those 3, and then the other newcomer here is Rosamund Pike, playing. We'll get to it, but she's the villain or
Veronica
antagonist
Vanderburg?
of the piece. Yeah, that's a good name. I forgot how good of a name that was. But yeah, she's we'll get to it. But anyway, we got to do our thing that we always do this week, where we do the IMDb Beers in summary, which we, as the hosts of the thing, do. And Diggins, since you won last week, you can present the whole thing to us, the fine people, because that's how that usually works. Even though we'll both be guessing.
So as Nando said, we do a little thing here called the IMDb, B as in spelling bee. Although he said it humorously wrong in reference to the fact that the host who is not here, whose absence we have not commented on, messed it up once, and it was funny.
It's a cool thing to say.
I agree. Where the 2 of us in this version have to guess what the IMDb summary for this movie is. Now you might be asking yourselves, where does IMDb get those summaries? Well, right. I will tell you. John IMDb, in his big office in IMDb.com headquarters, gets sent a letter with a bunch of instructions on it, which he blindly follows, jet setting around the world, going to many exotic and lucrative locales that can afford product placement.
Oh.
And he finds little clues everywhere. Like he goes to it's basically kind of like a huge escape room where he finds little puzzles and clues everywhere he goes, big national treasure sort of thing going on. Until he ends up back where he started at IMDb.com headquarters with a bunch of clues, which if he scatters on his floor and rearranges them, he sees that they spell out the summaries of all the movies that came out that week. But the really mind-bending thing is it turns out the person who sent the original letter was John IMDb.
So then wait, Nah, I like it. I think it makes sense. No further questions, Your Honor.
All
All
right.
ends up.
So we have, well, actually, we don't have the unscrambled clues for Now You See Me, Now You Don't in front of us, because the two of us have to guess what it is before we can look at
That's
it.
right. I'm
Now,
running up
Nando,
TRS.
last week's loser, you get to pick who goes first.
Whew, I'd like to go second since I went first last time and it didn't work out. So yeah, go for it.
The Four Horsemen return along with some new talent to pull off their most daring heist yet. A priceless diamond from a ruthless money laundering CEO.
Okay, I like that. I'm going to say something a little similar, but I think should be different enough that one of us will have the win or not. The Four Horsemen come out of retirement after a new group of magicians gets involved in a it's called a scheme. Let's say a scheme to steal the what the fuck's it called? I could do this. It's so basic. It's not the eye. It can't be the eye. It's not the gem. It's the heart. Yes, that's what it was. Right. Yes, thank you. And it's to steal a heart, a incredibly valuable diamond from a, let's call her, I don't want to say evil. Evil seems like a lot. From a, let's call her dangerous new threat. Yeah, let's do that. All right, Diggins, how did I do? Did you have it open?
I did have it open during yours.
Okay. Who won?
I'm not sure, because I feel like we both hit the same things that are right while also not getting it quite right. The actual one for the listener is: a diamond heist reunites retired horsemen illusionists with new performers Greenblatt, Smith, and Sessa as they target dangerous criminals.
That's awful. That's a terrible job.
Yeah, I can't believe they used the actor names for one, but they call them the horsemen in the first part. That's insane.
That's so crazy. Also feels weird that the word magicians isn't here, that they call them illusionists. Because, like, I feel like they use all those terms a lot. They use magic a lot in this movie. It's maybe got my favorite lines brings magic into, which I'm sure we'll get to.
Nando, to quote one of our most famous magicians, they're not tricks, Michael. They're illusions.
Well, exactly. But that's the thing. These guys, they got no hang-ups about tricks and magic, and they love magic. But, yeah, what can we do? What do we do to figure this out? Because now, how do we tie break these?
I don't know that we've ever done it. We always just got down to it and picked someone.
Okay, how about this? Let's do. I think we've done these before, but I can't honestly remember what any of them are. Let's do a closer thingy on the budgets or the box offices of these. Okay. Let's do the past, so it's a number we probably don't remember. How about this? Yeah. Opening weekend, domestic for the first one of these. How much did it make?
Okay. And let's both write it down so it's not just
over, under, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me get my where? Oh, I don't know. Okay. So this is this is Now You See Me 1 domestic opening weekend. I'm gonna say
just domestic.
Just domestic, yeah. I'm gonna say it was a while ago. This feels low, but I'm still gonna do it. Okay. So Diggins, we can show each other our numbers now, and then I'll look it up, or should I look it up first, then we show each other our numbers?
Look it up first, and then we'll show each other our numbers.
Okay. Now, oh, and Price is Right rules don't apply to this because
whoever's
Price
closest.
is Right. Yeah, just whoever's closest. Now you see me one box office. Okay. Okay. Opening. Okay. I think this is probably what this is, but I'm going to double check because this domestic weekend is probably the same number. Okay. So now do you want me to say it or should you?
Yes.
Should we
say it and then we hold up our papers?
29,350,389. So just under 30 million. I will say I picked 40 million. That was my
50 million. So
you do. Yeah, we did it. Underestimating the movie. I don't know. I haven't looked at how much this one made, but I should check.
I don't know if it's opened internationally yet, but I think not as good.
Yeah, opening 21 million. So not terrible. I think worldwide it has made 79 million. I don't think this is $100 million movie. I'm going to guess it's like an 80 or 90.
Is coming out next week. Like,
yeah,
that is going to destroy it.
I wonder, although this is interesting, maybe this is true of a lot of movies now, but it wasn't always the case. This one gets a 25 million domestic, 54 million international. So it's 30% domestic, 70% international. So maybe this does just like count on, other markets, which like China doesn't seem to have opened this movie yet. France and them have it, but
it's probably the case that if you can't understand the words, it doesn't make any less sense.
Yeah, it probably kind of evens out if you go in with the expectation that like I probably won't understand what these characters are saying, so I should just kind of let the plot go and just go on vibes. But yeah, wonderful. Okay, so I won as a hero, heroically. I'm still trying to find this budget because I really want to know. Okay, production budget. Yeah, what do we got? 90 million. Okay, so yeah, so it's like doing okay. We'll see what happens next week, but could maybe make its money back. I did see this movie advertised a lot, so this was not like a small thing. But yeah, so as the winner, I will say what I thought of this movie. Now You See Me 3, as is my right. And my answer for what I thought of it is, I don't know. I really don't. I saw it a couple days ago. So I have had a lot of time to think about it, which I think was helpful. For people that have not listened to our last couple of podcasts, I have mixed feelings about this franchise. I think it's kind of fun, but also it's kind of stupid. And I think that's part of its charm. I think there's some stuff that this one does that I did kind of like. A lot of that has to do with the nonsense in the middle. I think I enjoyed most of that. I think the trick bit, the way that this movie is created, it's like the big trick at the beginning and the big trick at the end are kind of they're supposed to be the big tent poles of this. I don't think either of them really hold up this movie for me the same way that maybe some of the other ones do. So that's trouble. But I will say, I think I kind of like the new characters enough that I enjoyed this movie maybe more than the last one, or they add enough that I think it is a net positive. I think Rosamund Pike was fine as a villain. I don't really think she was that interesting, but she didn't have anything really that, interesting to do. But Justice Smith was just doing a good Justice Smith performance, and we'll get to it.
I really thought he was Justice Smith.
I did too, which we'll get to it. Ariana Greenblatt was there, and I don't have really strong feelings about her. Dominic Sessa, I like him. He's weird, and he's basically doing Jesse Eisenberg, but it isn't Jesse Eisenberg. So based on how you feel about Jesse Eisenberg, this might be for you, because it's him but not him. But also I don't know. Also, the big problem with this movie is like as a threequel now, I don't feel like the this world has progressed in a way that makes any sense. And the fact that they keep making them and then ignoring all the stuff from the last ones is kind of annoying. This movie also Yada 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 is over. Another movie that we don't see that is going to bridge this that seems kind of interesting, but also I'm like, what do you guys even think you are? Also, I feel like I understand less about what the eye is now than I understood in the last movie. So yeah, as a fan of the lore of these, because they're so weird, I don't think I like this one more. I think it's as a, exercise in just like watching it happen and how stuff was filmed and watching James Franco flick the cards around. I think it was about as good of a time as the rest of them.
Don't slander this movie. James Franco is not in it.
Excuse me. Dave Franco. Yeah. Dave Franco. And I like Dave Franco. I can't remember. Did you watch The Studio?
No,
Apple show? So like he is a big player in it later in the series, and like James Franco, the actor, is in it, but also like it's him as an actor, but it's also like a kind of heightened version of him where he is kind of a druggy like guy who goes to Vegas and like tries to trick everybody using his Now You See Me powers to like win money. And it's so he has made me, that performance specifically has kind of endeared me to his character more than any of the rest of them. Still don't really like Woody Harrelson. They really don't give him anything to do here.
Dave Franco, the actor, is in The Studio?
Yes.
Because you did say James again.
I did say James, damn it. My brain, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Rihanna season and Little Crazy is expecting them to make a Now You See Me, but what it will be called? It'll be called The Trick Is Over or whatever. And it'll have James Franco instead of Dave Franco, which would be a huge shame. But yeah, Dave Franco is in the show, and Dave Franco plays like his actor and talks about Now You See Me as being like a skill he has, and it made me like that he throws the cards and stuff. Yeah, the all the rest of them I don't think were very good. Jesse Eisenberg's still pretty annoying. And Isla Fisher being back is weird and doesn't really add anything to it. So yeah, I think as a group, I didn't really like any of the original Horsemen. I think the new Horsemen were okay. I think this could have worked as a complete franchise reboot if you just did the original Horsemen, especially because the new Horsemen don't really do anything in this movie, which is also kind of weird, and we'll get to it, but like they don't have a lot of agency in that. Yeah, so I will say overall, maybe my least favorite of the three, but I don't think it's that different from the other two for me, that I have a very strong opinion, and I'd watch another one. If they made another one, I'd probably watch it. What about you, Diggins? What do you think of Now You See Me Die?
So if you listen to the other two pods about the first two movies, I don't like either of those movies. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel substantially different about this one. I would say I don't feel substantially different than I do about the second one. I think the first one is still the worst one because it's the least an actual story.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But like it's very similar to the second one in the things that are kind of fun about it. I think Rosamund Pike is straight up a Bond villain at this point. They've surrendered all tenuous grasp on reality.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's kind of fun, and I think she is having fun with it, and with her insane accent.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep forgetting that's not how she really talks.
No, I don't believe she is from South Africa.
No. Well, I'll check while you're going, but I'm pretty sure she's British, I guess.
Definitely not her real accent either way, but still.
Right? Yeah.
And I also kind of like the new kids. Like they're basically not characters, much like the other Horsemen, but they're at least less annoying.
Yeah.
So I tolerate them more. And this movie assumes I have so much fondness and affection for the original actors, which I don't have. So like all the times that are like, oh, they're back and they're doing stuff, isn't that so cool? I'm like, not really. It would be cool if what they were doing was interesting. but it's just kind of the same stuff and the same editing tricks.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's the same thing as the other movies where it's either an editing trick or literal magic.
Mm-hmm.
There's like very little where it's like, oh, I see how they did that. And this is a big criticism for me that's sort of a spoiler. The end of the movie is the same as the second one.
It is, yes. So weird. And like when it starts and like it starts moving, you're like, oh yeah, I remember this. I can see how this is the same as the last one. And then it's the same.
I don't know.
Minus one Woody Harrelson. So yeah.
Which makes it worse.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Like if you like the other ones, you'll like this one. It is basically the same kind of movie. Which means I still didn't really like it that much. Oh, and it does sort of the same thing the second one does, where it's like it sets up a conflict. It's like the horsemen fell apart and they don't like each other anymore, and what's that all about? And then it doesn't really resolve it. They just kind of work together and then are fine. And then by the end of the movie, they're like, "This was pretty cool. Let's do this more." But like, nobody actually settled any interpersonal conflict or even specified what it was.
Yeah, it's a shame because like. I mean, it's not a shame, but like it's the way that these characters are. We've spent 3 movies with these guys, so like we should have pretty deep. We should know what their deals are. Besides, just they all have enormous egos, and Woody Harrelson's, kind of weird. But like besides that, they don't have any characters. You know what it is? It's that they kind of built up in the second movie Mark Ruffalo as one of the like main characters of this, and because he's the best actor, he got a lot to do, and then he's not in this one. But yeah, like so that I feel like is a big mistake. Now for him, I'm like, don't be in it if you have an option. Skip it.
Or do the Giancarlo Esposito in Electric State, where you just get to sit in your room and record all your own scenes.
I'm proud of him. Yeah, actually, that was pretty cool. And yeah. I don't know. I agree. And I'm still in shock at the ending because how stupid it is.
Oh my God, it's so stupid.
Yeah. And you know what? We're going to talk about it. And you are going to talk about what happened in The Thing That It Is, which was Now You See Me 3. That's pretty good.
Now You Don't.
That's right. Now, if they had called the first one Now You See Me, and then they called the second one Now You Don't, Now You Three Me would be perfect, but they fucked it all up, and everybody's made this joke, and but they really did fuck it up.
Now, apparently, the writer or somebody who was involved in actually making it did want to do Now You Don't as the second one, but the studio was like, no way, absolutely not.
That's so dumb. That's so dumb. I hate them. I hate them so much. I'm so mad.
But Nando, if you called it Now You Don't, people wouldn't know it's the second Now You See Me movie. They need to see Now You See Me Now You See Me 2. Or they'll think this is a different movie with Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, and Dave Franco in it, and Mark Ruffalo and Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, where they're all The problem with these is they have such generic posters that I could be convinced if I just saw this poster. I'm like, is this an X-Men movie or something? Like they're just standing at kind of distances and in a slanty hallway. So I get their need to do that, but yeah, man, that's not good. But it is good. This timer that I'm going to share with you.
Oh man.
Go. So what I've done is I've changed the timer that I was going to send before. This is Valentine's Day ring box timer.
Oh my goodness.
I wanted something that felt like it was a magic trick. And this one is giving me kind of it's a ta-da, revealing a magic trick. It's more magical than corn.
I see it.
So,
tell that to a farmer, Nando.
That's true. Yeah. And all our American tax dollars that go to all the magical corn. But this is a set of hands for people that can't see it. It's a set of hands holding a little ring box. I want to point out that the hands are black, but they are. They made a choice here, whoever was making this, and that's great. I mean, this movie is slightly more diverse than usual. These are not very diverse movies now that I think about it.
No, not at all. But Justice
But
Smith and Ariana Greenblatt are there.
yeah, and we get a little bit of Morgan Freeman again. Obviously, he's back for a little more, so that's something. So maybe this could be any of them. So Diggins, how about you start telling me about Now You Three Me?
I'd love to. Now You Three Me, obviously, big cinematic event. You know, everyone was very excited for it. They probably had a huge premiere that everyone went to. And
man,
you know, talking about premieres actually reminds me. I watched an episode of the sitcom Joey recently.
Joey, Friends Joey. Yeah, Joey. Yeah.
The Friends.
I heard about that on the internet this week.
Yeah.
Apparently
they actually, I don't know if you saw this, Nando, but on YouTube, they had been putting up episodes of Joey in general, but they just put up all the unreleased episodes of Joey, the ones that never aired on TV.
Oh my goodness. Well, where does that start? What was the first episode that didn't air on TV?
Well, it was this one actually that I just watched recently, Joey and the Dad.
Oh, Joey and the Dad. Yes, I know Joey and the Dad. Classic Joey episode.
Classic.
You know what? I think the people need to hear about this one because this is so interesting, and I would recommend them watch it on YouTube, obviously. But then, you know, if you don't have time, then listen to us talk about it now.
Yeah. So let me just go through it real quick since it came up. Yeah. So in this episode, Joey, the premiere of his movie Captured is starting soon. So he invited all his family and Alex, and he's flying his dad out to come see the movie too. So he's all excited about that. Bobby is dieting so she can fit into a sexy dress for the premiere.
Love it. That's a classic little thing.
Classic C plot.
Yeah.
So, Joey goes, gets a limo, gets his dad, and they show up to his apartment. He's showing him around, but it becomes pretty clear to Gina and Alex as he's saying stuff while Joey's upstairs that Joey's dad isn't impressed with his hotshot acting career.
Oh, wait a second. Now, Diggins, I have to ask you this because I don't know this. Have we seen this actor before?
Yes, this is the same actor that played Joey's dad in an early episode of Friends, like 10 years later.
So is this the first crossover character from Friends?
I guess so, yeah. He's the first actor, besides Joey himself, obviously, to show up playing the same character.
So this is a very, very important episode. And they didn't air it. They didn't even know. This could have saved it.
This
Friends fans would have come right out of the woodwork.
This would have turned it all around. They said we got the same actor for Joey's dad. All the Friends fans would have been like, "Oh my god, I got to watch the episode with Joey's dad."
Yeah.
Did they follow up on the plot of that episode where he's having an affair?
Kind of. Well,
not really.
But they mentioned his proclivity for a certain woman or something.
Well,
so
let me tell you, that wasn't part of that Friends episode.
That's fair. Then that's great. Also, just want to mention now that we're talking about this being the final episode, or this being the first of the unaired episodes, that means the final thing that ever happened on TV with Joey was this action figure had a black chest, right? Like that's the end of the last episode, I think. And then they were just like, all right, no more Joey. It's crazy.
Oh man.
This is such a season finale for Joey, if there ever was one, like an accidental season finale or series finale that they really fucked up.
Oh boy. Well, maybe that's the end Joey deserved.
Maybe that's true. Yeah.
But anyway, so Joey's dad isn't very proud of him, but Joey doesn't realize it because Joey's stupid. So he just interprets everything his dad says as being supportive, even when it's clearly not.
Yeah, and he listens to whenever Joey asks his family, he asks his dad, did you see my new movie or something? His dad gets the mom on the phone, and the mom says that the dad loved it, which is fun.
Mm-hmm. Which, frankly, even if my dad did like things I did and he saw things I did, that's probably how that interaction would go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect, I feel like he would say, like he kind of does here, like, yeah, it's great. And then you would go, yeah, because he's like kind of a, salt of the earth guy who doesn't really understand entertainment generally.
Mm-hmm.
And then the mom would come on, maybe that, like, it feels totally reasonable considering what this guy is. And like, this guy is
what Joey has been in the past, soap operas and like
right.
cable shows about drama at a ski resort
and sexy vampire movie or whatever, some
like,
sort of vampire porn adjacent like property.
Mm-hmm. Vampire Lust 3, I believe it's called.
Yeah, that's definitely porn, actually. What am I talking about? They should talk about this more. This should be a Joey plot point.
Again, I hate to bring it up, Nando, but there's an early episode of Friends where it turns out Joey was in a porno, but he chickened out of doing the actual porn. So he's just the copy guy who comes in and is like, you're not supposed to do that.
That's funny. Oh, that's great. Good for them.
Anyway.
Oh, also, this actor, I feel like I kind of recognize him. I should look him up because I do think it helps to understand, because like Joey's dad could be a bunch of things.
Mm-hmm.
It could be like,
he's kind of like we have Danny DeVito at home.
Yeah, he's Danny DeVito mixed with Tony Soprano, I feel like.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
And he's played by an actor named Robert Costanzo, who is in things. He was in Total Recall. He's in the second Die Hard movie. Oh yeah, he's all over the place. And looks like he's still alive because he's in Tulsa King, that new show. But yeah, he's a very Sopranos-y kind of figure who, like, yeah, is that, which is so interesting because the 4 members of Joey's family we have seen, if you don't count Michael, I guess, like the people Joey grew up with are him, Gina, Christina Ricci, and Joey. What a little funky little family.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Pretty good family, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think so. I'd love to meet the mom, but
she's in the same single episode of Friends, because she shows up at the end and is like, what are you getting in his head that he shouldn't be having an affair? I have so much more time to myself now.
That's fun, man. Friends is just such a solid show compared to this. But
yeah, we're way off track now, but I was talking to some friends about this recently, where it's like, of the big sitcoms that have happened in the past, obviously Seinfeld holds up. Friends like has some dated aspects and is like a very broad sort of sitcom-y thing, but like in that milieu, it mostly holds up. It's still like,
for sure,
if you like that sort of thing, it is still an enjoyable watch. How I Met Your Mother is hard to go back to.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some. How I Met Your Mother is so. I mean, I'm sure Friends is also of its time, but How I Met Your Mother felt more like it was driven by what was popular, whereas Friends felt like it was driving what was popular. But like How I Met Your Mother was like, oh, cool, he's gonna be a cool, sexy Neil Patrick Harris guy. I don't know. Maybe this is just like looking back, I have absolutely no fondness for it. Also,
I like caught some episodes recently, like I watched a couple to be like, what was this like? And it's like, wow, most of these jokes are about how women are stupid, huh?
Yeah. And yeah, it's like, to be fair to the show, Neil Patrick Harris is good on it. Like, I like him. His character is the most misogynistic and bad. So it's like, it feels like this could be maybe an Urkel situation where he took the gravity of the show because he was just so charismatic, and it kind of became more of that. I'd never watched like original versions of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's that scenario because he's so good on it.
I think that definitely happened, but it's also like when his character does it, it's like we're supposed to think he's like sexist and stupid.
Right.
But like the other characters also say these things. And at that point, I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
What is this about?
90s were not great, or 2000s were not great, I guess. 90s were great.
Apparently.
And one thing that was great about them, which I did learn, and you said knock off Danny DeVito or Danny DeVito at home. Mm-hmm. Were you referring to any specific roles that this actor had?
Definitely thinking Matilda dad.
No, close. Well, not close, but that is something Danny DeVito did once, but he would have to have been this in a different thing, right? Like this actor did play.
I don't think I understood what you were asking.
this character or this actor, Robert Costanzo, did play a famous Danny DeVito character in a different medium, in like a spin-off or in a something like that. And in fact, a bunch of them.
Is he the voice of Phil when they couldn't get Danny DeVito?
Yep, he is animated Disney TV version Phil. And in the video game, he was in like Kingdom Hearts 2, it looks like.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. He also played, and this is interesting, he's the coach in Air Bud Golden Receiver, which I have not seen, but I want to check those out. And he's Detective Bullock in almost all of the animated Batman material. So everything from the 90s up until like the Justice League show and stuff, when they started doing like spin-offy thing. I can't remember. There was something in like the 2000s that had him.
Now that you say that, I totally hear it.
Yeah, for sure. And then the other thing he's in, which I love, is apparently, and I haven't seen this, but I think you've said you have, he plays a character in Food Fight. And he plays someone named, is it not Max? It's some moose, some moose character, maybe Maximus Moose or something. It's an alliterative.
Not a very big character, I'm afraid.
Yeah. But he's in there, so that's great. Oh yeah, he was in the Arkham games. That's the other thing I remember as Harvey Bullock. So like, yeah, he's got a ton of history. Like he's been in everything. He was in Static Shock as Harvey Bullock, and like, yeah, and he was the Easter Bunny in Fairly Odd Parents. That's right, he was, because the Easter Bunny was like a kind of dumpy New York-y guy. Like that was the bit. Wow, great stuff. Anyway, sorry. So continue.
It's okay. This was an important detour.
What
is this show if not an endless series of tangents?
And he's good in this. I think like that's part of what we'll get to, but like this is a solid actor that, a lot of people probably at the time like, oh, him, right, from those 50 shows and movies that I've seen him in already.
Yes. So Joey meanwhile goes with Michael to see his what do you call it? His billboard that just went up on Sunset Boulevard.
Oh,
very exciting. And it gets unveiled. We see once again the movie's named Captured.
Yeah.
But then he sees Carmen Electra, who he almost had sex with in that one episode last season, remember?
That's right. The thing that we actually liked about Joey was the bit where Carmen Electra was throwing herself at Joey, and we thought that was really fun. It's back, kind of.
And now he's like, we are going to have sex this time because I don't have a girlfriend now.
Yeah.
But she's there unveiling her billboard where she's in a very skimpy dress. Selling it looks like a perfume, like her perfume.
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know. We're not in the day. If this were today, it would definitely be her branded tequila. That's a real branded tequila or something. Yeah, but I think absolutely. It's just, generic perfume or something.
Yeah, I don't think this perfume actually existed, but they do have her advertising it in this episode. And Joey's upset. Well, he's happy to see the billboard, but he's upset that it's going to take attention away from his billboard. Oh, no. But don't worry, Howard's on the case. He'll take care of it.
Oh, yeah, Howard.
Still in the show.
Still in the show and earning his paycheck, doing a thing that I think is a pretty solid Howard plotline of popping in every so often to have had difficulty getting this billboard taken down. Fun.
But anyway, they're going to the premiere and Alex tells Joey, like, your dad is very obviously like not happy about your career. And now Joey can see it because he asks him, like, what were your favorite things I've done? And doesn't know anything. So they have a fight and Joey's kind of upset, but he's like, oh, but he'll be happy with the movie. And in Joey's defense, they're watching a big, dumb Jerry Bruckheimer action movie. All that other stuff he did, I totally get his dad not being interested. This is prime dad material.
Mm-hmm. And and it also feels like not only that, but I could see an arc where he just hates the movies Joey does because they're all really annoying and bad. Like, you wouldn't want to watch your son do the vampire porno. So, that's totally reasonable for this character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they go to the premiere and he's still not impressed. He's like, hey, whatever. They would have fixed the problem. No big deal. And it's like, I don't think you can just filter out poison with the flip of a switch, but whatever.
All his dad knows things because he's a plumber. He's got master plumber, knowledge.
Mm-hmm. But so he like goes to the bathroom, and Joey goes also to confront him. He's like, "You're not proud of what I do." And his dad's like, "Can you name any of the plumbing jobs I did?" And I'm like, "That's really not the same thing."
No, it's the same thing. Same thing.
But yeah, it turns out Joey's dad is upset because he wanted Joey to be a plumber, but Joey wanted him to be an actor. And Joey raises the very reasonable point of like, you're the parent in this situation. I shouldn't be the one emotionally getting you through your hangups.
That and, well, we'll get to it later, but it's like, Joey could have won that argument by naming some of the plumbing jobs his dad did.
Yeah, it turns out he did know them.
He just chose not to, which is interesting.
I think, maybe this is giving the show too much credit. I think you could say that Joey feels like, while he could do that, that's not like the point. His dad should agree. Like think that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so he goes to have sex with Carmen Electra. And they're gonna do it, but her billboard's visible through the window, and he's so jealous and mad about it. But then he can get over it, so they're gonna have sex, but then her dad calls, and he's proud of her, so he gets upset about that. And then he sees Carmen Electra as his dad, and I can only assume doesn't have sex with her, but it's Joey, so it's always possible.
Well, do you want to say the specific line that might be the Joeyest line out of context in the history of Joey?
Oh, I can't remember exactly, but it's like when he sees the actual Carmen Electra as his dad, he's like, "What? You're not good at your dad's not good enough to sleep with now?"
Yeah, you're too much of a big shot to make out with your old man.
That's what it is.
And like, man, Joey, I mean, this is, maybe that's what it was. Maybe the executive saw that and went, "Listen, you guys, you've been going a little harder on the incest than we liked. We're willing to let it slide, but I think we can't show this. I think this will be bad."
When it was brother, sister, or mother, son, that was fine. But son, dad, can't do it.
None of this. Yeah. And I think there's even an earlier kind of incest bit that I also kind of thought was funny. It's not the same thing, but there's the bit where Gina brought dad from the airport, and he's saying like, "Oh, we drove by some construction workers. You wouldn't believe the things they were saying they were gonna do to her. I'm so proud." And like, so
ooh, boy.
Yeah, they're all up in each other's business.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, so Joey goes back to the premiere after maybe having sex with his dad, Carmen Electra.
I mean, it seems like he maybe can't. I feel like Carmen Electra's very understanding in this situation. Mm-hmm. But I do think he leaves in that scene. Like he leaves through the
show. No, I don't think they had sex. But his dad has taken apart one of the toilets because Joey flushed his VIP pass, and he's like, "I actually do want it as a memento." And you're right. Like I shouldn't be like jealous about you or whatever. And Joey reveals that he does know his dad's plumbing jobs, and he does think his dad is cool for being a plumber. So they fix up the toilet together, and they have a big father-son moment where the audience goes, "Aww." And that's the end of the episode. Oh, and Howard got beat up for trying to take down the Carmen Electra billboard. And Bobby ate some popcorn, and her dress split in two.
Right, that's a runner where Bobby's whole thing is she's got a very, very tight dress, and she's not eating any food the day of the thing. And that's her plot line. Do you remember the Alex plot line? It's not like a plot line, but like her kind of running joke.
Is it the presents? Is that what you're talking about?
No, but that is also funny. It opens the thing.
Gina and Joey are saying like, Alex take it after 3 seconds in a conversation. Alex makes it about her, and it's like that happens in this episode, and I'm like, I don't think it's happened ever before.
I don't either, but I do like that when they say it. I like later when it gets called out and they're like 3 seconds, and she's like, "Oh, shoot, you're right." But also like making it about her and like kind of empathizing with you are different things, Joey. Like I don't.
Yeah. Like
I get what you're kind of annoyed by, but not quite the same thing you're describing.
The last one, yeah, like that's kind of just making it about her. But the other one, she's like, "I understand. My parents, have problems with my career too." It's like, yeah, that's just commiserating. That's fine. Yeah. But anyway, Oh, there is one other thing about this episode, Nando, that you may or may not have noticed, and will continue to be the case for the rest of the unaired episodes.
Oh, what?
Well, you may have noticed we're missing somebody.
Hold on. Okay, so Michael's here, but not a humongous part of it. Oh, is it Michael's dad? Because he's not here
No,
for this.
no,
Okay.
somebody else.
Zach?
Zach.
Where is Zach?
Zach is not in the unaired episodes.
That explains it, kind of. Maybe why they didn't chose not to air them. It's just they didn't have Zach. What are they thinking?
I don't know why.
What the fuck is wrong with this show?
I haven't looked into it enough to know why that is the case, but apparently after the show was canceled, he did not come back.
Man, that's wild. Because, yeah, that's so strange. Because it doesn't, yeah, it can't be. I mean, it could be a coincidence. It seems like a coincidence, but what if it's not? And that's pretty cool. Like, what if they're legally not allowed to show episodes of Joey that don't have Zach in them because of some insane contract maneuver he made? And
I think perhaps the causality there is backwards. I think perhaps he left to do other things when the show was canceled.
He was busy making Kicking It Old School, probably, which he is in, or Black Dynamite, which is amazing.
Oh,
I forgot he's in
Dynamite?
Black Dynamite. He's Mo Bitches. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't remember who that is, but I'm betting he's in the scene where what's his name says, "I sell drugs to the community." I'm betting it's that.
Probably.
Because there's like a bunch of people. But yeah, great movie if anybody hasn't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of great things, I don't know where you are on this thing. This is maybe my favorite episode of Joey. It's the best, the most this has ever been a sitcom. And not even because of the schmaltzy dad stuff, but like both of the plot lines are kind of related and kind of getting at the same theme. Like it doesn't feel like I'm watching 8 different episodes of Joey that are taped together. And some of the funniest jokes, I think, in this season, or well, definitely in recent memory, like I loved when Gina called out Alex for being white. And Alex was like, "We're both white," and she's like, "We're from Sicily. It's basically Africa." That was really funny to me. There were some things that the dad did that I liked that were like also funny jokes. I can't remember what they were. The whole idea that he cares not about movies but plumbing, and like gets all his emotions out through plumbing, I think played. And the idea that Carmen Electra's billboard is like destroying Joey's life and stuff, that her dad calls on the phone while Joey is about to hook up with her and says how proud of her he is, but it starts with like kind of, "Oh, it's me, your dad," and you're like, oh, he's upset with her because she's Carmen Electra, but then plays the other way is so good. Yeah, I think this is the best episode of Joey, personally.
It is really funny that the dad's phone call is specifically about how well the billboard is doing and not the thing the billboard is advertising.
Exactly. Yeah, I love the idea that the billboard is some sort of like Hollywood like fame meter where people are talking about the billboard. Like they say about the billboard, it is the most popular billboard in years in Santa Monica or something, which is like
in Sunset Boulevard.
Or Sunset Boulevard, right? Excuse me. Which, like, I guess, I mean, I don't know how you tell, but maybe there are just guys jerking it under this billboard, and it's like that doesn't happen with the other billboards.
Now we don't know they're not doing that to Joey's billboard.
That's a good point. If they were, I mean, Howard probably can, if he could get any time away from fighting the first billboard, he is probably trying to get those numbers up on the second billboard.
Well, we know that Howard really tried to be gay for Joey, but he just can't do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's a great point. I also loved all the jokes about the billboard where Joey and the guys were like upset about the billboard, but also just like looking at it, like hypnotized by it. I thought that was pretty funny. And there was another joke I liked, but I can't remember what it was. It's going to kill me. But yeah, just overall, I think my favorite episode of Joey. Where are you on this one?
I don't know about favorite episode. I do agree it's a good episode. For pretty much the reasons you said, like it actually kind of has a through line has some good jokes. Like, still very mid 2000s, but for that sort of atmosphere, I think, this one works fairly well.
Yeah.
Plus, Robert Costanzo just has a really fun voice.
Mm-hmm.
He is the, hey, forgot about it sort of New Yorker.
He's great. I hate to say that it might be the Zach list. Maybe there's something about Zach that ruins the chemistry of Joey season 2. Like, even though I love him, maybe he's the problem. I don't know.
Maybe if we happen to watch some more episodes of Joey, we can see how the other ones do.
I'm fascinated. But yeah, what an interesting episode here. I mean, I'm interested. I hope DJ watches this one. I hope he saw it so that he can understand fatherhood and stuff, and like,
that's true.
Passing on, habits and whatnot.
He'll never understand what it's like to be a dad if he doesn't watch this episode of Joey.
Exactly. And his kid or kids or however many children he has will all call him at different times and be like, Dad, I was trying to have sex with a hot movie star and I just saw your face. Is this because of trauma from not loving me enough? And like, oh no, if only this could have been avoided. That would probably be something that
I'd watch the episode of Joey, he'd be like, wait, did you have any billboards go up recently?
Yeah. He'll be the one calling Carmen Electra, telling her she did a good job every so often out of nowhere, leaving like very, very nice voicemails for her. So those are the only two options. But anyway, speaking of, well, we'll talk about it, but potentially speaking of fathers and whatnot, do you want to talk about a certain movie?
Oh, let's. So,
all right. I got the Ring countdown timer ready.
Yeah, it's been playing this whole time.
It's just spinning around, showing us how exciting this is going to be.
Yeah, I really feel like Chase Meridian's about to hypnotize me.
Oh my God. Wait, who's Chase Meridian?
Woody Harrelson's twin brother from Now You See Me Too.
Oh, wait, no, hold on. Chase Meridian is the name of Nicole Kidman's character in the Batman movie.
Yeah. But remember, he came on the pod on Now You See Me Too and revealed that the actor's name, it wasn't actually Woody Harrelson.
Right.
The actor's name was Chase Meridian.
I forgot about that. You're right. That was Chase Meridian. And yes, he is going to hypnotize us. And yeah, as long as the word sleep doesn't come up, we'll be okay. Yes. So maybe if that's what comes out of the box, for fuck. Sorry, guys that are listening to the podcast. I'll try to edit out when we fall asleep, but we'll find out soon. We'll find out in 15 minutes, which is the amount of time you have to describe the plot of Now You See Me, Now You Don't. I will give you a countdown. You can get right into it. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, begin.
So there's a bunch of advertisements all through New York that there's going to be a show by the Four Horsemen. Whoa!
The Four Horsemen?
The Four Horsemen. It's been 10 years, but everyone's still super amped to see the Four Horsemen. So we see the secret show that you had to follow the clues and solve all the riddles to get to. And a bunch of people are there. And they appear like in flashes on the stage. The Four Horsemen, J. Daniel Atlas, Merritt McKinney.
Yep.
Jack Wilder,
absolutely.
And then Henley Reeves. Oh, she's back.
Wasn't in the last one.
Yeah, well, she apparently took a break to go get married and have 3 kids and get a master's degree, but now she's back doing magic.
Oh, man, she's not married to J. Daniel Atlas. That's going to make him a little upset for a bit.
Okay. Maybe for one scene.
Yeah. So wait, you're doing magic again? Wow.
Yeah, doing all kinds of crazy magic. They get a guy up on stage and they all teleport into him. And then they're possessing him.
What?
And so... Don't worry about it. And then some crypto bros in the audience are like, this is stupid. We solved the ARG to come here just so we could act like we're better than magicians. For some reason.
It's pretty cool.
But it turns out that classic Horsemen, the whole thing was a scheme to get those crypto bros because they scammed a lot of people out of money, which as soon as they are described as being crypto bros.
Yeah, the vest really helps.
The vest does help.
Costume did a great job.
So they do basically the thing from the first movie where they got into his his crypto accounts in this one. He gave people a bunch of money, and I'm like, you got to sell that stuff fast because it's only worth that much for the next few seconds.
It's a great point. Yeah.
Anyway, but then they all disappear, and when the crypto guy tries to get them, They were all holograms? What?
What?
Yeah.
That, but like not like fancy holograms from before, like
No.
projected onto a little piece of plastic or something.
Yeah, they're just projectors.
Yeah.
That listen.
We'll get to it, but
Tell me
yeah.
about it. Anyway, so it turns out that it's actually the bartender, Justice Smith, a random girl in the crowd, Ariana Greenblatt, and the guy who got called up on stage, Dominic Sessa, which obviously that guy was a plant. That's how that trick works, if it was even a real trick in the first place. Come on.
That's true.
They're walking home and they're like, we did it. We got his ass. Yeah, we're so cool. Ariana Greenblatt does some parkour to get them into their squatting apartment and then never does parkour again for the rest of the movie.
That's
so
true.
They get inside and they're celebrating, but J. Daniel Atlas is there hiding behind one of the projections of him at a very specific angle where they definitely just saw a random man standing in their house this whole time.
You'd have to assume, but maybe not.
He's there and he does his classic being really annoying and tell them how stupid they are.
Yeah.
And so they're like, what do you want? But also that we love you. You're cool. And he's like, the eye told me to work with you. I got a magic tarot card. So there's some back and forth. And I'm like, did you verify that at all? And he's like, no.
Who would obviously I even verify it with? It doesn't, none of this works anyway.
The one time I tried to contact the eye, it turned out to be Daniel Radcliffe. So I stopped trying to do that.
I just assume whatever talks to me is the eye. Yeah.
God, yeah, Jesse Eisenberg has never worked for the eye in one of these movies.
I don't know if anybody has. Like, besides those guys in that Magic Chapman 2, we're really light on interactions with the eye. Three movies into this series.
We're kind of spoiling the ending, but don't worry about it. Anyways, there's some back and forth. The three kids agree that they're going to help him get at Veronica Vanderberg, who owns a diamond company or diamond mining consortium. Who is Rosamund Pike giving speeches about how diamonds are cool and threatening to kill her investors when they suggest that they should lower their prices.
Get him,
in a
Rosamund.
Speech that truly makes no sense at all.
Yeah, it really doesn't. It doesn't. Yes. Well, yeah, we'll get through it.
That might come up on some sort of round device later.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they go. So the magicians go to Antwerp in Belgium.
That's in Belgium.
And if you were confused by them saying, we like Belgium and we got chocolate and we want to get waffles or whatever the other thing they say is.
Yeah.
There's also the big word Belgium just on the ground in Belgium.
But in a really specific, like, perspective thingy that they also stopped doing. But it was also part of the Brooklyn bit and it's, yeah, whatever.
Weird. So they put their plan into motion to get a really cool, expensive diamond that she's bringing to Belgium.
Diamond, like in the box. Yeah, that's why I picked it.
So they do their plan. Meanwhile, she gets a threatening phone call from someone blackmailing her, saying, "Give me the cool diamond, or I'll tell everyone the horrible thing you did." And I'm like, that voice sounds kind of like Justice Smith's, and the movie's don't worry about it.
Could be anybody. No.
There is like a distortion effect on it, but you really are like, is that Justice Smith?
It's got an accent too, but like, yeah, not that crazy of an accent. One that presumably this character could do.
So anyway, they do their heist. They replace the photographer that she's doing pictures with the diamond with, and Ariana Greenblatt's like his makeup person, and Justice Smith is there. And it looks like they want to try to switch out the diamond during the photo shoot, but Ariana Greenblatt fails to do so. And then they all look at each other like, what happened? Why did we fail? And I'm like, who are you doing that for?
Yeah.
The people in this room don't know that you're doing a thing. What?
Well, maybe.
Anyway, J. Daniel Atlas is also there being annoying, and then he shows up again to be annoying.
So annoying.
God, he sucks. Like, he's being annoying to like an awful like rich person, but he somehow still manages to come off looking like the more annoying worst person. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he does the thing where he's like, I'm going to steal your diamond. And she's like, it's right here. But he's got it. What? And then they have a big fight where they do magic tricks for the third movie in a row. Someone literally teleports behind a sheet.
Yeah.
Because there's no other way that makes sense.
Yeah.
And we find out how they did it, which is that everyone in the room is blind. Because they switched out the case, not the diamond, and it switched out to a fake diamond and then ejected the real diamond with like a big sound. And they just caught it and gave it to J. Daniel Atlas. And all the others are here too. Whoa. Jack saves Atlas from getting punched by a guard, and Henley does the same thing because I guess they only had 2 ideas.
Yeah.
And Merritt's on the roof and he hypnotized some of the guards, even though he doesn't know that the Flemish is one of the 2 languages of.
Yeah.
And also Flemish is honestly more or less just Dutch, but don't worry about that.
Yeah, no one's speaking Flemish at this presentation. Everybody's English.
Yeah, all in English. Which, to be fair, in Belgium and the Netherlands, everyone knows English. Anyway, so they escape, and the horsemen are like, we have problems with each other, but they don't. It's fine. So they agree to do more of the stuff. They go to France, and they go to a big chateau where they have to solve escape room puzzles to get inside for some reason. And Morgan Freeman's there, and he's like, I love you guys, but also I didn't do this, and I don't know why I'm here. But they got spotted or something. So Rosamund Pike sends the French police after them, and the French police show up. And so they, after they have a big competition where they're all like, I do magic better than you. So they do a fake one of those fake oneers where it's all edited together, but they pretend it's a shot.
So much editing
where everyone's doing magic. And some of it, again, obviously just literal magic. Anyway, the police show up and they chase him, but they lose him in all the special magic rooms, except for Morgan Freeman, who closes the door behind them. After they found a bunch of evidence that the Vanderbergs collaborated with the Nazis.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, couldn't whoever had these have just put those in the public?
Right.
Whatever, it's fine.
They already have the diamond, so what more do they need to do?
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. The eye must have a plan.
They must. Anyway, so they everyone escapes except Morgan Freeman, who gets shot. And I didn't for a second believe he was dead.
I didn't either, but maybe he is.
And Merritt, June, who is Ariana Greenblatt, and Jack, Dave Franco, get arrested. So others are like, we have to save them, but they'll know who we are. But fortunately, there's a little old French lady who will go into the police and then pretend to break her arm open and break everyone out. It's not a little old French woman; it's Lizzie Kaplan. Whoa, Lily's here, and she's like, I invited, and it's like, damn,
good question.
But everyone escapes except for Merritt. He's still caught by the cops. So now they're like, well, man, we got to get him back. We can trade the diamond for him. But they're like, no, we got to be the horseman. So we'll do a cool plan instead. Mm-hmm. So they decide they're going to do a cool plan. And they fly to Abu Dhabi, where she's going to be.
That's near Riyadh.
And they do a quick commercial for Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, looks literally cool.
Are like walking up and they're like, this place is awesome. It's the private island in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah,
this resort is so spiky. Look at that, right? Like literally, like just verbatim lines in the movie. Anyway, so they talk vaguely about the cool plan they're going to do, talking vaguely in a way that obviously doesn't make sense later. So they go to do it. The kids steal the race car and drive off, and make all the cops chase them. And in retrospect, I don't understand what part of the plan this is.
Magic.
Because the horsemen, the 5 horsemen, go to meet with Veronica to trade her the diamond for Merritt.
Hold on. At this point, there are like 7 horsemen, but
But okay,
yeah.
the 5 people from the previous movies show up to do this. The kids are off doing other stuff.
Right. Well, there's only 4 previous movie people because they don't have Merritt. So they're the 4 horsemen now again. But
right, because Merritt's not with them.
yeah, the numbers of this movie of horsemen are pretty, they're all over the place.
So they show up, they trade the diamond, she gives back Merritt, but then the car gets stolen. She's like, you did this. And it's like, yeah. And then they fall down a trap door, and I thought for a second that they had put that in there and this was their escape plan, and I was like, this is insane. But the movie is like slightly more sense than that. This was actually Rosamund Pike's trap for them. She trapped them in a big glass cube that's gonna slowly fill with sand, so they all die. Oh no. And she's like, and everyone will think you died in a failed magic trick. And I'm like, get rid of their bodies. What are you talking
about? For who? What magic trick is this? No one's seeing it.
Yeah. Anyway, they're like, oh no, we got to get out. And they're like, what if we made the sand wet? That would break glass because it did that one time. And I'm like, that's because it was on top of the glass and got heavier. That doesn't make sense in your predicament. And it doesn't actually work. But then they use Henley's diamond ring and break the glass and they get out. They're okay.
The greatest power of all.
Meanwhile, Veronica Vanderberg is escaping in her car, and she gets a call from mysterious blackmailer, like, come to the vault and give me the diamond. And she's like, okay. So she goes, she takes a gun from one of her security guards who we don't see his face for, I'm sure, no reason.
No reason. Could be anybody. Probably just a guy.
She goes down to the vault, and it turns, also there's a sandstorm. Oh, that's important.
And a bump in the road.
Yeah.
A very clear bump.
So she goes in the vault and she finds the person who is her brother, Justice Smith. It turns out Justice Smith really actually is her like half brother from her dad's affair with their maid in South Africa. So he's mixed, and that was, not cool with any of them.
Yep.
So she cut and Veronica's mom killed herself because of the shame of the affair. So Veronica cut the brakes of Justice Smith's mom's car so she would die, and she thought he died in the same accident, but he actually survived and somehow did all of this stuff. And then it turns out, just like the second movie, all of this took place. She tries to shoot him, it doesn't work, he catches the bullet because it's magic. They're actually on a stage, they all faked this, and then she gets arrested for some reason, not clear to me. And the 4 horsemen are like, hooray, we did it. And they go back to New York and they celebrate, and they're like, oh, we did it. And then they get a big hologram that's Mark Ruffalo, and it's like, you thought I was in a Russian prison this time, but I'm not, and I'm glad you're all back together. And I'm like, you getting in the Russian prison is what broke them apart, but whatever, that's the end of the movie. Ooh.
Okay. All right, Diamond, not bad. Is it just me, or do the hands get much lighter as the thing continues? Look at how they
maybe
just
a little.
The reset was very strange. Anyway, wow, what a summary. I can't, it was great. You left out a lot, but how could you not? The plot really is insane. Like, the bit where he explains everything at the end could be a 15-minute summary.
Yeah.
Because of how complicated it is. But also, I think you got it all, the important stuff. The only thing was, wait, did you talk about why Mark Ruffalo, where he is and stuff? Like, you just mentioned it,
really. The horsemen broke up because they said they screwed something up, and he ended up in a Russian prison for life.
Yeah.
And so, like, everyone quit after that because they felt bad.
Which means they're, like, just doing magical crimes willy-nilly. Like, they're going on missions as a group, apparently.
Yeah, well, they were. But now they just go about their lives. Like, Henley's a house mom. Jack does magic in corporate events and cruises. And I'm like, you're all wanted criminals.
Yep.
What are you talking about?
Oh my God. I mean, like, but like, cruises are international waters, so I guess he's safe for that reason. I can't remember, what is the other one? Drinking his way to Margaritaville or whatever, something like that.
Yeah, he's in Mexico just getting drunk, is what they say.
And then what's Atlas up to?
He never really says.
Yeah. Probably just jerking it under a billboard or something, probably. And then the other thing I wanted to ask that I don't think came through in the summary, then wait a second, Diggins. the Eye sent those tarot cards, right? Or something, because that was the whole plan.
Yeah, I was running out of room at the end there.
Yeah.
I did hint at this, but no, it turns out the whole thing was actually Justice Smith's plan. He set it up and then made it look like it was the Eye doing it and acted like he didn't know what was going on to the Horsemen and also to his friends when they were in scenes with the other people.
Yeah.
And actually he set the whole thing up, and it was all a long con to get revenge on his sister.
Yep. And
and
the other thing
now that I've inherited the Vanderburg fortune, I'm going to give it all away. And I'm like, I don't think you did. I think there's laws about this.
I assume there's laws about it. And also, like, how are you going to prove it besides her saying that's right, he was? Like, it seems like you've wiped yourself from the internet. Like, that's got to be your whole deal. Otherwise, they would find you. So, yeah, what are you going to just invent a birth certificate or whatever? Do a blood test, I guess, maybe?
They could do a test, I guess.
But the other question I had, one of the other kind of questions that that this ending brings up is, why were they in, like, do you remember what their excuse to be in UAE is, or Dubai is, or like how they sell this? Because I don't know if this came up in the summary either.
Like, why the movie is going to Dubai?
Not really. Just like I was kind of getting it that the Horsemen pretend to do a second fake magic show or something. Like they stage, they do like advertisements and like the 4 Horsemen are back again, but this time the real ones. But nobody knows they weren't the real ones before. But still, like, it's Horseman season in Riyadh. They're everywhere.
Oh yeah, and at the end, Justice Smith is like, and I'm also gonna give money to the crowd because we always do that.
Yeah,
to the crowd in Dubai. I don't think they need it.
At the Dubai Magic Show / Diamond presentation or something?
On the luxury resort private island in Dubai?
Yeah.
That's who you're giving the money to?
I don't know, man. I mean, maybe he just has to say that, otherwise the crowds will kill them. Like, they've figured out that they have to bribe the crowd a little bit.
As we discussed, they never actually give money to people in a way that they get to keep it.
Yeah. So, makes enough sense to me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. What a picture. What a fucking movie. So complicated. Such a twist. And yeah. It's the third one. They made 3 of them.
Mm-hmm. Good job.
Great job. But the only better thing to do for us would be if we nitpick some of it, because I mean, we already nitpicked a little bit of it, but let's
a lot of it, really.
Yeah, let's do you want to get the wheel out, the beautiful wheel?
I would love to get our big beautiful wheel out.
So here it is, the wonderful majestic wheel, appointed with diamonds and stuff that it got from Riyadh season and Xboxes and whatever else Mr. Beast is giving away. It would be probably an event at the Mr. Beast thing. It's taking its time off from the Mr. Beast land because it's a carnival attraction as well. But we have some things on the wheel that we want to nitpick. We're going to just spin the wheel and see what it lands on and then talk about those things for a little bit. Are you ready, Diggins? I'll give it a big spin. Here we go. Tick, 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 tick. It landed on one of yours, Diggins. This one. Oh, this is an interesting one.
Yeah, this one just says The Escape Chateau.
Mm-hmm.
Which is about the whole middle part of the movie, really.
I just want to say, for me, this was called Chatception. I couldn't really get this to work, but Incept Chateau, I guess, is better. But yeah, it's the chateau from Inception.
Mm-hmm. By which Nando means this escape room masquerading as a chateau has many things in it, like the room from Inception, where everything's on the ceiling's on the ground and the ground's on the ceiling, but you can move it. Whoa,
incredible!
And apparently, I don't know, the mechanism must be incredible because it takes no force at all to make the entire room start turning.
Yeah, the torque is unbelievable. It's Joey's dad could tell us a thing or two about how this works. If it was pipe or liquid, this would be his thing.
But there's also a big room full of mirrors, a hall of mirrors, which, I mean, It's a hall of mirrors. We know how those work.
Yep.
And then on the opposite scale, there's the MC Escher room.
The MC Escher room. Oh my God.
Which I imagine is also mostly just mirrors, but like, if it was just mirrors, then it's just a set of stairs up to a mirror with a bunch of other mirrors around.
Right.
And there's no way he would have escaped from the other people that way.
Yes. What Woody Harrelson does to get out of that room is impossible considering what it seems to be. But yeah, this room is just magic. This is why, like, and we've already heard this from the Merovingian before. I mean, he'd love this part because it's in France, but like, this is the Matrix. It's the Matrix rules apply to this specific chateau if they ever have.
Maybe they borrowed it from the Merovingian.
Probably. This is probably where he lives, I would have to imagine. Or at least he summers, maybe.
Probably.
And then what's the other room? The other room might be my favorite stupid little room.
The like central room, do you mean?
I mean the room that the other main characters go to.
Oh, right. June and Jack go into the Hobbit Lord of the Rings room.
Mm-hmm.
The fixed perspective. So when you look at it, it looks like things are all the same size, but actually some things are small and some things are really big.
And like, and to us, it's a little interesting, I guess, but to them, it's like, what do they even think this room is?
Yeah, this sort of thing is a perspective trick. It only works when you look at things from a very specific angle, which you stop doing immediately when you walk into the room.
Mm-hmm. This also has an insane fight scene that I can't decide if I like or not, but it's very, very strangely ambitious fight scene in this room.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, from their perspective, though, it's just a fight scene. Like, they're not doing magic in that. It just looks a little silly because we see the like the size perspective change as they move around.
Right. Yeah. And they're the only two members of this crew that are like mirror versions of each other, right? Like they both have the same skill set. Everybody else is a little bit different, or at least like general, where these two are both pickpockets / card throwers / like, I don't know, gymnasts or whatever. So pretty cool.
They kind of bring back that the idea that Henley is an escape artist.
Yeah.
But she's not. So
no, she, they're all everything except for hypnotist, which only Merrick is. But like, yeah, they all have most of the skills.
Yeah. But so I sort of have a larger sort of question about this chateau, which is why do they go here? Not like in a plot sense of like, I know like why he decided to go there, but like, once you know the full scope of like what was going on in this movie by the end, what was the point of this?
Okay. They had to get caught, but they could have gotten caught anywhere.
Did they have to get caught?
No, but someone needed to.
So wait, was that always part of the plan? Was that they were going to trade the diamond for someone, or was that an improvisation?
I must have been improvisation because Merrick wasn't part of the plan. Him not escaping is just kind of a way that happens. Like, there's certain things that are controlled by the other three where you're like, okay, so like Justice Smith manages to in this in the mansion or chateau, like find the secret drawings or whatever, like the script. So like
the secret things that tell you that you did a Nazi.
Exactly. Yeah, he finds that evidence and like, so it's like, oh, okay, so they're in control of that part.
Which they never use, come to think of it, never comes up.
True.
Again.
They just kind of say it at certain points and then she admits to it. But yeah, you could just have pretended you had it and then as long as you know it, it's fine. And we saw them put it in. So it's not even like they had to find it there.
She doesn't admit to that. She admits to other things.
That's true. Does she even know they know?
I don't think it ever comes up again after this scene.
Yeah, I need to see this again.
She does money laundering generally is a thing that comes up, but not this specific Nazi thing.
I guess if you had to say something, if you had to say it serves some purpose, it's to get the horsemen more involved. But as we learn, the horsemen will just do whatever the eye tells them to under the most like just random, just, oh, we got a little message from the eye that says we have to do it. So, yeah.
And why did he invite Morgan Freeman? What was his role in this?
I don't know, because Morgan Freeman, if I'm Morgan Freeman at this, I'm going to be pissed because I got shot or whatever. But like, yeah, he didn't need to be there. It's not even like he's like, I'll tell you the secret story that you don't know. He's still like, I also don't know why I'm here, but this is the Eye. But it does seem like this is the Eye headquarters. Like they didn't invent this building. How'd they find it?
It's a real building. I don't think it's usually an escape room. And the person they say it belongs to is a real person who claims to have helped with deception efforts in World War II. The reality of that is disputed.
Mm-hmm. Because I've heard of that. I've heard of the balloon tanks, because that's a fun story. But I don't know any of the rest of how that's connected to.
The deception efforts in World War II are real. That did happen.
Yeah.
How involved this magician who signed up is disputed.
Okay. But this is also like, besides even just being his house and being like a weird magic like rooms, it's also like a little museum of magic, because it has all kinds of magical stuff. Like this is where the Houdini Escape Fest is. Yeah. Like, and so yeah, so this has to be the Eye headquarters in France at least, or something.
But then how would Justice Smith know that? Because he's actually in the Eye.
I don't know. Well,
and so did he set up all the puzzles also?
Impossible, right? What puzzles? There's no puzzles besides just the door is a puzzle. Mm-hmm. There's the thing with
they treat as a lockpicking challenge, and I'm like, that's not what that is.
Yeah.
Those are two completely separate skills.
And I'm usually like a little behind this stuff in movies when they kind of set it up, because I'm not paying too much attention. I saw that thing for 1/2 second. I was like, oh, it's going to be an eye, because that's the only motif we've discussed in this entire series, besides like kind of rabbits and hats and whatever. But yeah, it's just a bunch of turning shit. And if Ariana Greenblatt knows how it works, do you think she was like, they'll figure it out? And then they were like, we need you to do it in case they fuck up a lot. And then she's like, all right, well, but like, otherwise she would have started with it.
I bet they set all these up because they were like, let's set up things that we know the answer to so we get to look cool.
Yeah, that's a good point. And also, the way they say it, they're like, you guys clearly haven't been to an escape room. It's like, what do you mean? They're like, what, in their 30s, maybe early 40s, most of them. They've probably been to at least one escape room.
And even if they haven't, how is that relevant to what they normally do?
Right.
Like,
yeah, that's true.
Locks aren't puzzles.
And then the thing with the book is the next thing that they use to kind of get into the next part of the thing. And the way that works, what is that one? I can't even remember.
So it's like multi-stage. First, Justice Smith like fixes a display that's wrong, and that makes a few books like slide out a little.
Right.
And then the numbers correspond to a year of the first book about magic, like stage magic. Mm-hmm. And then pulling on that book opens the bookcase.
Right. And Justice Smith does all of this too. I'm pretty sure Justice Smith is the character that also is like, oh, this book, obviously. Mm-hmm. So like, yeah, I guess this whole thing is built so that they can trick the Horsemen into thinking they're really good at this. But they are really good at this, or they're not, I guess. Maybe if anybody else set up the puzzles, they'd be dumb and like just, I don't know. But I would be really annoyed about this part afterwards if I was the Horseman. I think
I would be too. I'd be like, oh, so you guys just wanted to make us look stupid? That's cool.
I have a kid. I'm Henley. I'm out. My family is somewhere.
3 kids.
And we traveled from Belgium to France, and they don't live there. We're in, I think they decide like the Midwest or something like that is where she lives, like a quiet little town. So like, yeah, this was a lot of time away from them. That was nothing. Also, Morgan Freeman gets shot.
Yeah. I'd be so pissed about Morgan Freeman getting shot. I'd be like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, you set this whole thing up. He didn't do anything. He was just there for no reason, and he got shot. What the hell?
And also, I mean, we'll say this is the other thing about this room that's the house is so stupid, is like so what's her name figures out, Rosamund Pike figures out that they're there because of like security cameras or something. I can't remember, but or like, you know, surveillance, and then sends the police there. And the police, you're like, well, they can't get in. They don't know any of this magic shit, but they just left all the doors open behind them. So the police just walk in. And it's like
they use a battering ram on the front door.
That's true. But then the second one's just open, I'm pretty sure. Like the one with the book.
Mm-hmm.
Reset the book in case. I guess.
Yeah, especially because they're like, the police are coming before the police arrive.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And also, you guys have the technology to make the fucking magic spinning hallway make a door that can take a battering ram. It looks like a really heavy door. I don't know how well battering rams work, but like, I don't think it will work on this door. I wouldn't assume if I was a cop it would. I wouldn't even assume this is a door.
Like a portable ram like that wouldn't work on a reinforced door. You could get a ram that would work. Yeah,
you'd have to fly something in for this. Because the idea that the police could just get it within an hour, or like they'd show up and it would be in the back of somebody's car, that doesn't even kind of work for me. But also, yeah, the fact that, but the police still get them all. Not all of them, but a couple of them.
Yeah.
Is that part of the plan?
I don't know, because it doesn't accomplish anything for them. But like none of this does. They already had the Nazi documents that they don't even use.
Yep.
So like, why did they go here?
And they had the diamond.
Yeah. Like
they're playing with it in a little stupid little bit. So
it doesn't make any sense.
It really doesn't. And then we also find out later, or we find out this earlier, that Atlas has kind of been following them because he knows who they are, kind of. He's able to break into their place, but
they wanted him to do that, it turns out.
Right. But then the Four Horsemen show is the first one of those, right? Like they don't do that every week. So why is he following them at all?
I guess he just keeps up with magicians. I mean,
right.
As a professional thing, I could understand that.
So if he's doing that, why didn't he see them go to France and plant all this stuff? Or like, did they just disappear for a couple of days? And he's like, I guess they're doing a little family trip or something.
Well, I don't think he like keeps tabs on them. I think he's just like follows their careers, I guess.
That makes sense.
So I think it makes sense that he didn't track their movements or something.
That's fair. But yeah, so they went to France, then came back, and then did this in Brooklyn, then went to, all of them went to Antwerp, and then they went back to France to do this part. Mm-hmm. And I guess at some point called Morgan Freeman to also go there. Mm-hmm. How do they travel, by the way? This guy's, they're all just like, have passports? I know it's like,
even though they're all, again, wanted criminals.
Yeah, definitely the main four. And probably Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman broke out of jail twice in the last movie. Like,
that's true.
There's no way but I guess he's like a super magician, so sure. I imagine the rest of these guys fly coach. Like, they're not. And I guess Merritt can probably hypnotize the pilot or whatever, to be fair. He can do it. But
maybe that's what they do. But then how'd they get there with Atlas the first time then?
Right. Atlas, I don't think could do this. Atlas probably puts on one of his classic disguises, big old mustache. And then he gives them big old mustache, and then they all just go right through.
I forgot about that mustache in the first movie.
He loves that. But yeah, none of this matters at all. And not only that, this part going from Paris, chateau or chapeau, which is it?
Chateau. Those are both words. They mean different things. This is a chateau.
Going from Paris chateau to Paris lockup is super dangerous, considering how they get out of the lockup and how it seems to not go super well. The only value you get out of going to jail is Rosamund Pike goes and talks to Merrick, and Merrick kind of like reads her a little bit. But this is all stuff that Justice Smith already knows. And every time that she gets a phone call from Justice Smith, she gets scared because he tells her something that she's like, oh shit, this guy's serious. So like, you don't need to freak her out more than you already have by just calling her on the phone.
By the way, I am doing some checking here. And I'm reasonably certain that the Chateau Roussillon, which is what this is supposed to be, is nowhere near Paris.
Oh.
So
cool.
What's
Good
up
for them.
with that?
I don't know. Did they take a boat all the way from one place to the other? Because they arrive, I think.
Yeah, they escape Antwerp on a boat.
Yeah.
I guess.
And I think they also arrive on a boat. I really need to see this movie again. I wish this was streaming already, because all of these questions could be answered. But yeah, this place fucking sucks. This part of the movie is pointless. However, I think the silly fight scenes are pretty funny.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And
but,
yeah, I like Morgan Freeman. I was just gonna say I like Morgan Freeman in it. He stood up a lot, felt more active than he is in any of the rest of these movies.
True.
And he's the only real like relic of the other. Like none of the other guys besides Mark Ruffalo show up in this. I was expecting even like Radcliffe maybe to make an appearance somewhere as part of the team now. But yeah, none of them. And I mean, the one that I really felt like we missed is the Interpol agent. I was sure she had arrested Sessa in Riyadh when Interpol came and got him. Not Riyadh, but you know, like I was like, oh, cool, she's back because she's fucking Mark Ruffalo and like they're part of it. But no. Yeah. So I think that was maybe why I was excited to see Morgan Freeman again. But yeah, bizarre.
I think we've talked enough about this chateau. I mean, why don't I go ahead and spin this wheel again? Tick, 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 tick. Oh, Nando, it landed on one of yours.
So this one, for me, very important. This one is just, and me, Jake Wilder. Where? Because, so I just want to point out that in the bit where they're introduced, they're at a Brooklyn, like, you know, fucking a place that does these pretty much, but like looks all dingy and stuff. But like it's an event, there's a bar, and it's the kind of place where if you were like, the Horsemen are doing a special one night show, you'd go, well, it has to be here because it's not rented out. Like it's the only thing of one of these where you could even do it. But it's got like a stage with lots of smoke, a suspicious amount of smoke. And the Horsemen just appear out of nowhere. They walk out of thin air. So the first one is Atlas walks out, starts talking about magic or something. Then Merrick, same thing on the stage, walks out, starts talking about magic. We're going to find out later that these guys are screens. There are plastic screens and the smoke, and we're getting Tupac holograms. That's how they have set this up. Sure, the hologram technology in this movie far exceeds that, but that maybe only the Eye has, because these guys aren't the Eye, even though they kind of are. But like we've seen some pretty crazy holograms in this movie. But like this is something presumably regular people could set up if they had all the equipment and all the time. Then Jack and what's her name? What's her name? Henley. Jack and Henley show up, except they show up in other parts of the stage, which means, and specifically, Jack is like on a platform in the middle of the audience. Let's say in the back of the house, but still like near the bar. And Henley is on a platform to the left of the stage, but also in the audience. So like they all teleport onto the stage, and then everything takes place on the main stage. And it's bullshit. They all teleport into the guy with stupid special effects. But like, if you believe, like, there is a world where I could be convinced the holograms work on stage. But the idea that somebody in the audience turns their head and looks up at the Dave Franco one and doesn't just see nothing, or like a, you know, humongous kind of a really weird perspective version of him, doesn't make any sense because they're in the audience. So were people seeing this and going like, oh, they really fucking lost it, like the Horsemen suck now? but we're here, so we kind of got to be nice? Or were they like, I don't know, just this trick doesn't work even a little bit if you see it from any angle besides the middle of all three places.
Well, as we have established in previous movies, and as continues in this movie, whenever a horseman is on stage, the crowd becomes putty in their hands. They will applaud or boo anything they ask, no questions.
Yeah, that's a great point. This whole trick is weird because, we didn't really get into the details of it too much. Dominic Sessa is part of the, he's a plant in the audience. Green plant, like we're saying, plant at the back of the house who's in the bar, and then Justice Smith. Also, their names are pretty wild. I forgot what they are, but I know one of them's name is like Bogar or something, or Bogan.
It's Bosco Leroy.
Bosco Leroy, yeah, love that. But yeah, Bosco. So Bosco is the one who will be on stage. Aaron Greenblatt, what is her name? I forgot now. I'm hoping
June something.
Yeah, June's in the back pretending to be a person, and then the last member of the team, Charlie, played by Justice Smith, is the bartender. So
and we never hear his last name till the end of the movie. Charlie Vanderberg.
He's probably embarrassed because Bosco's is such a cool last name that he's just like, it sucks. Don't even ask me about my name. Or you hear Bosco and you just go, well, these guys are just fucking insane. I'm not going to ask about the rest of their last names. Also, they kind of pretend to be a family, and like they are like a family, but like I think we know that Bosco's actual last name is that, like, because he says
that's what he
at
says.
one point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like it seems like a weird thing to lie about, but it's like, so it's not his stage name. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Why am I getting at this? Oh, right. So they plan at that point. Justice Smith and Ariana Greenblatt steal the crypto guy, played by Andrew Santino, who shows up in a lot of stuff now. It's like a comedian. He was in like Ricky Stenicki, and he was in I don't know. He's in Ricky Stenicki. I recognize him. Oh, he's in Beef. That's right. He was in Beef.
Oh, hey.
And he was. Who was he? I remember him. He's in episodes 5, 6, 7, and 9. Anyway, he's cool. Well, I don't know if he's cool, but he's like a guy that is funny. He is the crypto bro. So they steal his phone, and then I'm guessing do other stuff to turn it into like they can hack his crypto wallet and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming a guy like this has, and this is just me, a watch that does this too, and a watch that if stuff started happening would start alerting you. And a watch that if your phone left about 5 feet from you, it would start telling you you're doing this. But whatever. So then Dominic Sessa goes on stage, and the horsemen are like, well, we'll use this guy, and he'll be our like avatar, and we'll just put our souls into his body, and like little Caspers just like flump, and then flump into his body, and he starts doing impressions of them. I wonder, did you think this is actually Dominic Sessa doing impressions of these guys?
The Woody Harrelson one, definitely, because he doesn't sound like him. He sounds like Dominic Sessa doing a Woody Harrelson impression.
But then the other two guy impressions, I'm like, those are pretty good. And I feel like if I were a member of this audience and this was the single magic trick, if it didn't end with me getting 50 grand in crypto, I'd be real bummed, because this magic trick stinks.
I mean, if I'm in that audience, I see that and I'm like, oh, they were holograms and that guy's a plant.
Yeah.
How else would you do this trick?
And this would also be the point in the trick where I'd be like, oh, wait, the horsemen aren't here. This is a bummer. This is some knockoff, bootleg horseman thing. And this is these guys. But it's not. Well, you mean it is, but they don't figure that out because they all spill drinks on their cards, which shows a QR code or something, which they can use. Because everybody in the audience has a card, which they use to activate the crypto wallets that now have 50 grand in them or something.
Now, I will say, unlike in the first movie, when they do all those bank transactions, and I'm like, the bank would roll those back immediately after you admitted fraud. You steal someone's crypto?
Nobody gives a shit. Yeah,
you got
absolutely.
It. It's yours. Not even a crime, really.
And also,
it is a crime. I know, Roger.
Yeah. It used to be. I mean, listen, talk to Hawk to a girl or so. Well, she didn't do this, but allegedly.
Oh no,
but,
it's not a crime to scam people, Nando.
Yeah,
but it
that's
is.
true.
It is if you outright steal somebody's crypto, that is technically a crime.
Depends on who you are. If you're invited for Rion season, maybe you're okay, but we'll see. But the what was I gonna say? The something about the crypto. Oh, this is not just like we find out, like you're saying, this has been like kind of an ARG thing. You have to solve a puzzle like that here.
Mm-hmm.
So these aren't like poor people, right? These are just guys. These are like Brooklyn hipsters who were able to come out tonight to this thing.
Yeah.
And they just got the money from this guy, which is good because the guy's bad. I can't remember what they specifically get into, but like
they did like some crypto scam that like hollowed out a New York pension fund or something.
Oh yeah, that's right. But definitely not their pension fund, I would assume. These 25-year-old comedy.
It's like there are people that were wronged that could use that money back.
And like, I think these movies, you know, really have forgotten about this. But like that one time when they did this in New Orleans and gave Katrina victims money that was stolen from Katrina victims, it didn't make any sense. But at least it's like a thing you could do that would be like, that is fun. These guys really have turned into Mr. Beast, where they're just like, you want 50 grand? Come to the magic show. But there's like a little bit of like Robin Hood to it. But it's also just like, I'm going to buy a Lambo with my money that I got from the magicians. And yeah, the movie just forgot about that part. It's stupid. But again, I think maybe this is just to get people out the door.
I will say,
so escape.
This scene does include my favorite line in the movie.
Oh,
yeah, it's a line of Ariana Greenblatt's when the crypto bro was like, magic is stupid and for children. And she's like, you got a gold watch there, huh? And then, you're at a magic show, dude. Everyone here is a pickpocket.
Yeah.
Are they? What are you talking about?
Like, you'd be like, oh, you're a plant for the magician. Like, but like, I assume I'm not a pickpocket, so the rest of these people probably aren't either.
Like, what is she trying to say? That like there's are people who think magic is cool, so they all learn sleight of hand, and not only sleight of hand, but specifically pickpocketing?
Yep.
Which isn't usually part of magic?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Pickpocketing is like something that would be like helpful if you need to do, you know, like moving cards around or whatever, but like it's not the main magic skill set.
They're both, you know, they could both be described as sleight of hand. They both involve, you know, dexterous movements of the hands. So I can see how there are skills that overlap, but they're not exactly the same thing.
No, not at all. My favorite line was also in this scene, but I thought it was, you were gonna, it's a different one than that. It's one that James Franco gets. And I'm glad somebody has this written down on their Letterboxd review, so I was able to find it. They start this little speech because the Horsemen have been gone in universe for 10 years. But James Franco says, wars, pandemics, climate change, AI. Let's face it, we all need magic now more than ever.
Oh, I forgot.
What a line.
Incredible.
So good. You guys could have saved us from the pandemic, it feels like. I don't know if they could. I don't know. I feel like they could. Maybe they caused the pandemic. Yeah, exactly. Also, I mean, climate change for sure, not great. And, you know, wars, they can actually stop wars. So we do need magic for that. AI is going to be, is this helpful or hurtful for the Now You See Me crew? Is AI going to put them out of business in the universe?
I feel like we are a 6-month release window away from AI being critical to their plan.
It's true. It's a great point.
Yeah, as is, there's a ChatGPT joke in here.
Yeah, what was that? I can't remember. Did they just...
It's when Jesse Eisenberg doesn't believe him that his name is Bosco Leroy. He's like, what, did you ask ChatGPT for magician names?
Yeah, that's right. Ugh. Yeah, that movie was awesome. That big game pit was so good. It's really, no, it sucks. The magic trick part of it sucks. That line was amazing. I kind of like Dominic Sessa here. Dominic Sessa, like, he's only been in like 2 or 3 things because he was a student at like a school where they were filming The Leftovers and did an open
Holdovers.
call or something, or The Holdovers, did an open call and just decided to be part of it and then became a huge star. So like I haven't seen him in stuff that's not that. He has this very strange kind of like almost like creepy manner to him in this movie. I don't know if you got this sense too, where he's always like hunched over and like feels like a little monster guy. But yeah, he's this team's like J. Daniel Atlas, I guess.
Kind
There's
of.
just kind of a generalist, but also he does so little magic in this. It's pretty extraordinary. Like, does he do any?
Well, he does impressions. Like he
does
impersonates
impressions,
the
yeah.
photographer man, and the movies have
Right.
told us that is magic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, everyone does magic in the big magic fight in the chateau.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, not the fight, but you know, when they're all doing magic at each other just to show off.
Mm-hmm.
Does he do any magic in the third act? I don't think so.
It's mostly car stuff. He mostly
just
drives
steals a
around.
car. I guess more impersonation. He pretends to be a
Mhm.
media person with the same. They use this. This is a different.
Yeah. that whole thing is wild. But yeah, out of all these guys, like the main new crew doesn't do very much magic. They have machines that do magic for them sometimes, and they've set up big illusions, but kind of makes me appreciate how much. And I think part of it is, at least the other movies, they were usually on stage for a lot of their stuff. They were doing like big, but this movie doesn't really do as much of that. So there aren't as many opportunities to like actually do magic. But yeah, I kind of like them in this. I like we said, I like them all in this. But yeah, let's spin this wheel again. Diggins, I'm going to spin it. Tick, tick, tick. I have a guess at what it's going to land. Oh, that's what I thought. Landed on one of yours.
Of course, it landed on another little favorite of mine. Eat your diamond, little piggy.
Ooh, this was a scene. Yeah. This was a scene.
So this is, I alluded to it in the summary, but now we'll go in more depth. So yeah, like she's at like a board meeting. The first real scene with Rosamund Pike. She's at like a board meeting where she's like, we're going to make $1 billion selling our cool diamonds, but I understand you guys are worried. So tell me your concerns. And like, they're all just like, it seems like we're charging a lot for these diamonds that they're not really worth. And I'm like, in what world would these people have a problem with that?
Right? Great question.
But the first one is like, the projections are overly optimistic. Okay, reasonable concern. And she's like, no, but we're cool though. And he's like, yeah, I guess that answers that. And then the second guy is like, these are clearly overpriced. We're going to be, undercut by the competition. And instead of being like, but our diamonds are the highest quality, and diamonds are already an incredibly inflated market. People pay what we say they're worth, which is the real answer.
100%. Yeah.
Millennials
killed the diamond market, by the way. We all know this, but maybe this is for boomers who've never heard of this. Like, we all figured this out as a group and decided to do it.
Yeah, we decided to do other stuff.
Yeah.
But so instead of saying that, she walks over to the guy who asked the question, picks up a diamond from the table that they just had, and is like, open your mouth. And he's like, what? Do it. So he opens his mouth. She puts the diamond in his mouth and then is like, that's a diamond worth $3 million US. If he swallowed it right now, it's so sharp it would cut up his throat and he'd die choking on his own blood. And he understandably gets a little upset at that and tries to spit the diamond out, but she won't let him. He holds his mouth closed. And she's like, so you see, the people we sell the diamonds to are people who pay money for diamonds. So like having a diamond in your mouth is like being a person who needs a diamond. And you'll give the money for the diamond because it's important.
That's right.
And then she lets him spit it out.
You also, you didn't do it in her silly accent, but
yes,
I'll allow it just for now.
Do you want to try?
I don't know. Yeah, it's like
I've tried to do an Elon, so I know I don't have a South African in me.
right, and that's the thing is, well, first of all, do you think this character is kind of Elon related in any way? Like, how can a South African diamond scion not kind of be Elon Musk's South African like emeralds scion?
It makes sense in that sense, but like there's just nothing else about her that feels very Elon.
Yeah, I agree. Besides that her father probably didn't love her or something. That part I'm guessing, but besides
and racist, but also had an affair with a black woman.
That's true, and was trying to impregnate everyone on planet Earth. He just stopped at 2 because then that was as many as he could do, but now Elon's taking it to the next level.
Although when I think about the like ages involved here, he was doing number 2 in like his 80s. It's crazy.
I know the idea that they're siblings is wild to me, but I guess like how much? Okay, Justice Smith. What are we saying? 30 maybe for his age.
I think so.
He's probably 30 exactly. Wow. And then Rosamund Pike. 46. Okay, so she's 16 when he's born. I can buy that.
Yeah, but her dad, Arthur Vanderberg, was an adult in World War II.
Yep.
So he had to have been quite old by the time he was having these kids.
That's true. Justice Smith is a little Al Pacino baby. Like daddy was like in his hundreds, but turned out great.
Right. So like, obviously I embellished how nonsensical her speech is, but only a little. Like, in the theater, I listened to what she was saying and I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
How does that relate to the question or putting a diamond in this guy's mouth?
Mm-hmm. Especially the like the idea that it's like there's no inherent value in diamonds, right? So if anything, this is the opposite, right? Like if she were able to fake convince him the diamond would kill him, and then at the end, he gave her money, and then she was like, it wouldn't have killed you. But if you believe it is, then it's worth it. But like, the logic of the scene is that it would have killed him if he swallowed it, which I believe because of what a diamond is. So like, it kind of proves the opposite of what she's saying, which is some things have an inherent value, and that value is the value of human life. And so it's like what a medical person would say or something in a version of this where they sell, the cancer drug or something like that.
I feel like what they might have been going for is her saying essentially things are worth how much you need them. And we sell to criminals who need money laundering.
Right.
So they need it a lot. So we can sell it for a lot.
Yeah.
But that's not what she says.
No, yeah. And also, they're auctioning off the heart diamond, right? Like, that's the
plan. No. It's just present for an auction. They are just not.
Okay. Right.
But this is a thing where sometimes people will show off, like, very valuable pieces that are not actually being auctioned off at an auction.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, isn't there a James Bond villain that is this, by the way? Isn't this what Diamond Face is? The one who's like secretly North Korean or something? But like he originally appears to this Die Another Day or one of those shitty Pierce Brosnan ones.
Is with the North Korean, I believe.
Where he originally is a like cool, sexy diamond magnate who turns out to have gotten facial reconstruction surgery or something. And
I mean, I would think if anyone is like this, it would be Diamonds Are Forever, whoever that is.
Well, if anything, it's really kind of Le Chiffre, because Le Chiffre is the criminal money launderer in the James Bondiverse. So that's, kind of what this guy is doing. Also, I know this is like, it's a little silly because this exists in 2025, but like, you don't need to do money laundering. Just give some of it to Donald Trump and he'll let you have it. It's fine.
Yeah.
There's so many things that you could do that are way easier. I mean, I guess you get the diamond, so that's kind of nice, but like, I don't know. This is an old school thing that
it's
no longer
part
exists.
of the adorable mindset of the Now You See Me movies, where they're like, people don't know about all the corrupt things these people are doing, and once they do, they'll get taken down. It's like, not really how it works. Sorry, man. I wish it did.
Yeah.
All right, but I think it's time we spin that wheel again. So
that's a good idea.
Tick 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 tick. Oh, Nando, one of yours. And oh yeah, this is one we need to talk about.
This is a good one. So I'm paraphrasing it just a tiny bit. I don't remember what the actual quote in the movie is, but this is just a quote paraphrase from the movie. It's hey, look, it's Chekhov's gun. That we're talking about. So this is something that happens in the little Museum of Magic. One of the laziest and most confusing Chekhov's guns I've ever seen in a movie. So yeah, I want to describe this a little bit. So we're going through the Magic Chateau, seeing, like we're saying, like the Hall of Magic, and it's like, oh, this is the first magic trick that was ever done, and here's the, the vest thingy that Houdini used or whatever. They like joke about maybe putting Henley in it a little bit, which, like, if I'm Henley, I'm like, yeah, put that on, whatever. That's a Houdini. I'm not gonna like jump into the river with it, but like, I want to wear that. That's cool. But maybe this is something that all magicians have done a million times, so like, don't care. Also, probably smells bad.
And also, I feel like it takes on a different context when your ex-boyfriend is asking you to do it.
That too. But then Dominic Sessa's character, I believe, walks by, not a gun or something like that, some sort of like little diorama that has been set up here.
It's like a zoetrope or something.
Yeah, and Dominic Sessa says, "Ooh, a bullet catch," and then they just continue. Nobody talks about it. Nobody else looks at it. None of the rest of the things in this appear to be zoetropes or anything like that. He's just like, hey, bullet catches exist. Remember that for later. And an insane little Chekhov's gun that is set up and then, like we're saying, paid off later in the movie, where this is so funny to me, kind of, because they also fuck up what a bullet catch is in this a little bit. Part of like the trick of the bullet catch is that, well, first of all, so Rosamund Pike goes into the storm. She's loaded onto a truck, and it's just they're blasted sand at her, kind of like they did in the last movie. And then she goes into the little, and also they like pretend she's in a elevator at one point. Yeah, but like having her jump or like having like moving the thing around, it's weird.
But I think it's like they're moving it from one location to another, but they're moving it horizontally, so it's like,
yes,
that wouldn't feel like an elevator.
Exactly. So I don't know what they're doing in that situation, but they get her to where she's supposed to be. She sees a guard who's just standing there, who honestly, when I saw this the first time without seeing Dominic Sessa in the, when they pulled out, I just assumed this was like a mannequin or something. But she takes the gun off the mannequin that is Dominic Sessa, and then walks into this room and meets Justice Smith, has this confrontation with him, but she's got a gun, and that's like, we can use that for shooting people. At no point have they determined she doesn't have a gun on her already, but maybe they knew because it's magic stuff, but like, they don't search her.
Yeah, God, imagine if she just had a gun. Just
be so funny.
Dead on stage.
She didn't take the gun. She didn't take the gun. Don't do it. And then, but he's too late because he's in the middle of his little plot, so he can't react to Dominic. And she should have a gun. This character, I don't know if you're allowed to have guns in, like, probably not. Well,
if
you
you're
probably
rich
can't.
Enough, you're allowed to have anything.
Mm-hmm. You can have Charlie Chonka if you're that rich. You should get him. But anyway, so she does this bullet catch, or like, she fake shoots him. She thinks she really shot him. And a blank goes off in her, in her area. So she's like, oh! And then, but because he comes back, and she's like, but I shot you. And I'd be like, oh, you missed. Or something, or grazed him, maybe shoot him again and again and again.
I mean, there's no blood, so I'd be like, I definitely missed.
Yeah, and it turns out they're all blanks, and it's like, oh, I actually did a bullet catch, and this is a magic trick, and the gun that you had wasn't a real gun, and you never looked at it, I guess once, and
Well,
you
it's
thought
also,
you shot me,
like you
but you
said, it's
didn't.
just blanks. I think it is a real gun.
Yeah. But I feel like the bullet catch, this is just, I've seen it once or maybe once, I think, that I had to look this up because I wasn't sure. There's just something in between you and the bullet to prove that a bullet went through that. Usually there's like a pane of glass or something, and it either explodes because it's just built to explode, or the thing that's in the gun is like a fake bullet made of wax that evaporates but does hit the glass. So like that's how the bullet catch bit works. But like there's that isn't even here. So this trick that they kind of sell as the bullet catch is just, we gave you a gun with blanks and pretended it was a real gun. And like, it kind of gets at why I feel like the magic component of this movie, and like it never feels like any of the new members of the team do magic. They just do like stunts and trickery. But like the other guys used to do magic, that was cool.
I also feel like, so he does this bullet catch, and then it's like, oh, it was on the stage. This is part of the show, but like, no one could see that.
Yeah.
So you did that for no one.
I mean, did they like have like cameras going or something? I don't know how.
I thought maybe, but like, there's no screens around them or anything. There's nowhere where it could have been like being projected to the audience.
It was probably projected onto like the Sydney Opera House and stuff, and like other locations worldwide, like the Tower Bridge, whatever landmarks you might recognize. But also, is it illegal to do that? Fire blanks at someone if you don't know it's blanks.
I guess you could be charged for intent,
right?
But it would really depend.
And also, I feel like, again, Saudi Arabia, you got money. Just say that it's fine, and then
UAE, you've got money,
right?
It's
UAE, you got money, yeah. And then they do a whole big presentation where they explain to the horsemen what happened and that it was them the whole time, and the whole thing makes no sense. But specifically for me, the part that really like bugged me is like the horsemen know what a bullet catch is. The magicians that are in on it clearly know what it is. So that time when they show it to us is just for us, like the audience. And even we know what a bullet catch is, having seen enough of these movies. Fake gun is like a thing that is pretty common in stuff like this. So, I don't know. I felt a little like, what's the word? Like not pandered to. What's it called when like you're mad?
Down to?
Yeah, talked down to by this as someone who has seen 3 of these. And also, if you hadn't, then no one's going to see. Maybe some people are going to see this, and this is their first one. The Sessa fans out there. But like most people, I feel like have seen these before. I feel like you can give me a little bit of credit as having seen a magic trick before and knowing maybe the 2 or 3 most basic versions of a stage magic trick.
Listen,
but
this is lowest common denominator stuff. You can't assume really that anyone who has seen this movie has ever had a thought or seen a thing ever before.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's wild. And it's even interesting because they don't, if it was a gun on the table and someone said, what, a gun? I was like, this is the gun from the first bullet catch done by John Franzamini or whatever. I wouldn't mind that either. But instead it's a picture of a bullet catch being done that you would see if you open the Wikipedia article for bullet catch, I assume. So that part of it feels like the laziest, like the biggest lazy part of it. But yeah, that being said, that part was everything that happened in that chateau was awful, especially the part that we haven't really talked about when they all do magic one-upping each other. Because like we said, it's full of editing. It's also full of CGI. Henley at one point does a quick change. She like transforms into a different dress, which like isn't something you could just do unless you're already wearing that. And she put that on and everybody would have recognized that. All of her friends would have been like, oh, she's doing, watch out. Henley's going to do the dress thing.
She also does it as part of like a thing that Ariana Greenblatt was doing.
Right.
June was doing. Like she sort of like adds on to her tricks. So I'm like, so did she know she was going to do that? Like what?
I think so.
What is happening here?
I think she always wears clothes that can be used for that, just in case it ever happens.
Just in case somebody has a big shower of paper so that you can make your dress turn white.
Yes, exactly. She had 5 other dresses under there, depending on what kind of paper it was. Also, when Ariana Greenblatt tears up the playing card and tosses it into the air, what's the trick? That it's more paper than you would assume it was?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Sucks. They're bad at magic tricks. Like, the eye should not accept these children who have been, pretending to be the eye also.
I mean, that's obviously just you palmed more paper shreds and then let those out also. Like, that's
and also
a hard trick.
Mr. Freeman just told us the cards are very valuable, and I was not okay with us bending them, but like, whatever, that's magic tricks. Ripping them apart into nothing is, don't do that. Have shown that they're fine somewhere else, but they don't bother. That's all I got for the bullet catch. Bullet catch is dumb. I think, and it's so dumb because the second movie also ends with like, and see, we can prove you tried to kill us because that was what you wanted to do, but it didn't kill us. And besides all the other similarities, it's like, there has to be another way to get these guys besides this. But yeah. So let's spin that wheel again, at least one more time. Maybe another time after that. Let's spin the wheel, tick, 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 tick. Ooh, it landed on one of Diggins's.
Oh, well, it's actually a great follow-up to yours, Nando.
Perfect.
Because this one is called, what is the charge, sir?
Oh boy. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, like you said, there's 2 people who are not really wearing cop uniforms, who just like take her away, boys, at the end afterwards. And I'm like, for what?
Yeah.
Cause like you couldn't see or presumably hear anything that went on in the fake vault because we don't hear the screaming crowd. Like, so either they were like really quiet and patient, or there was some sort of sound thing going on. And even then, it's like, okay, in the middle of a stage show, she yelled some things and then fired a gun in a way where a guy did a bullet catch.
Right.
Like, why would you not assume that's part of the show?
Yeah, she really fucked herself by not getting up and bowing with the rest of them. I would have totally bought it. I would be like, oh, she's in on it. I don't understand it, but it doesn't make that much less sense than anything else that's been going on.
Yeah, so, like, what are they arresting her for?
I don't know. I really don't know.
And, like, this crowd instantly turns on her. Like I said, this crowd of people who can afford to go to Dubai, to the private island luxury resort where they're debuting a race car. Like, that audience is probably exclusively composed of people who know her personally.
Yeah. Or people that don't care about laws in general. But
not if you have money.
Not if you have money.
So, like, I don't understand, like, what they feel, the horsemen feel like they've done that has changed the situation at all.
Right, because, like, they're saying, Justice Smith says that now the diamond is going to be in the hands of its rightful owner. And that's the big reveal at the end, is the rightful owner is me. But he's not the rightful owner of the diamond, I don't think. I think it's still her, right? Like, she doesn't inherit it better than her. In fact, he's like, not and like related to her mom. So, of course not.
And like, there are like clauses about, people inheriting things if they've been convicted of crimes,
right,
etc. During the inheritance,
right,
she already inherited this. It's hers.
And she's had it for presumably like her whole life, pretty much. Like, her dad didn't just die 5 minutes ago. He's been dead for a while.
I believe so. And like, again, like, you can lose an inheritance if it turns out you killed the person. She didn't.
Right. No.
That's not what she did.
I guess
everything is still hers.
Does she admit to killing a different person? And is that the crime?
I guess she tacitly admits to having killed Justice Smith's dad, but she never directly says it. And again, this would be wildly inadmissible.
Oh, yeah. Impossible to use this in court.
It's incredibly prejudicial.
Yeah. honestly, for most of the end, I thought Justin Smith was lying. I thought he wasn't the kid. And I was just like, oh, yeah, he's pretending to because he knows it will piss her off. But like, that's once they figured out what the story was, they used one of them to be the guy. And actually, that would have been kind of fun because it was like, yeah, we had 3 people that were all kind of all over the place, you know, ethnicity and gender. So we were just going waiting for you to tell us what the kids kind of look like. And then one of us was going to slip into that role. And turns out it's Justice Smith, but Sessa was equally ready to do this. That would have been fun. Also, what do you think of his South African accent? You love it?
I mean, I did love it.
Yeah.
I loved Rosamund Pike's too, for that matter.
Me too.
So committed.
Such a funny little accent.
Mm-hmm. Again, I can't do it. I cannot do it. It's so weird.
It is really weird.
But yeah, you know, and I feel glad he did that for no reason, because it's not his real voice, it turns out.
Nope.
He really does have an American accent.
Which is part of why I didn't buy it, because I'm like, oh, okay, but he did the voice for the story. And then he starts speaking in regular American accent, Justice Smith voice. And I'm like, oh, yeah, because that was fake. But it seems like he just learned that so that he can have sounded like what she thought her brother sounded like, even though he was her brother. And yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah, it doesn't really
so
make any
stupid.
Sense. But yeah, so like, I mean, like with everything else with these horsemen, I don't think they actually accomplished anything.
No, I don't think so either. I also love that they're like, and now we're going to give away all the money to worthy charities and some to you guys. It's like, you don't have the money. Even if you were going to get it, you were going to get it in like a couple of days, probably. Are you going to take down all their email addresses? How are you going to send it to them?
Oh, no, not a couple of days. Listen, if she got arrested and if she got charged with a crime and if she got convicted and if the laws somehow provided that she could like be disinherited because of that, this will be tied up in the courts for years. She would sue and countersue, and like it will be a long, long time before he sees a cent of that, assuming things even work out the way he wants.
This really is like a really Mr. Beastie kind of like, and you all get money at the end, and then everybody cheers, and
then they don't get the money.
And they don't get the money, but they're like, cool, money. That would have been nice. You could buy so many Lambos. Yeah, I feel like out of all of the finales of these movies, I mean, the first one, they don't really expose anybody, right? They just expose Arthur Tressler in the middle of the movie.
Yeah,
kind of, he's done.
They sort of do that. And then it's all about revenge on Morgan Freeman, actually.
Right. Which, yeah. And then second movie, they expose Daniel Radcliffe as being alive, which is something that, like, if he wasn't alive, like if he faked his death and if he mattered, that's a thing.
Yeah, like this rich guy faked his death and has still been doing financial stuff. Like, yeah, okay, that's something.
Yeah, he'd be in some hot water with his business partner who's still in that closet or something. So, like, yeah, that's a whole story. But then, yeah, this one, it's like, also, I guess the idea of like, wait a second, are you telling me this South African diamond magnate is up to some bad stuff? Like, are you kidding me? Like, you could maybe do this with some other, I don't know, profession, but this is like one of the most evil professions. We already talked about how many James Bond movies this kind of is. So like, her being exposed doesn't really feel like it tracks that way.
Being an African diamond magnate of any kind, already quite evil. Being a South African diamond magnate, forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, and like the whole money laundering thing where it's like she lets criminals buy her diamonds so then their money is clean. And it's like, I understand that that's bad, and I agree that that's bad. Like, that's a terrible thing. It's not a crime.
It's not a crime.
You know, when people things when you know that they do bad things.
Right. And like the idea that they've like kind of created a diamond market so that they can inflate artificially the price of diamonds so that they can use it for this is like, that's not what diamonds are, just artificially valuable for the whole reason of that's the product. you didn't do that
in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't do that so that you could launder money using them, and then the whole like market of diamonds is just like a weird byproduct that also exists. So
yeah, it's not art.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If only there were something, what could it be in this movie, that could be used to launder money for criminals, that the Horsemen could get their hands on and steal. It would probably be cryptocurrency, which they just did in the first scene anyway. Like the Binance guy got in trouble for exactly this. Is like we used cryptocurrency to money launder terrorism money or something. I mean, like I guess it's not even allegedly because he did get convicted for it, but that she got pardoned for it the other day because of great reasons. But the idea that like
is still an admission of guilt.
That's true, but you can't sue somebody that's been pardoned if they admitted guilt by pardon or something like that. I feel like
you can't get in legal trouble for it, but it is an admission of guilt.
Yeah, and but yeah, the idea that they're not just going after cryptocurrency guys. It's like, that's the guys. I guess they're related to this one, so like gotta start there. But like, hit them, and then you'll make lots of money, and it will be easily tied to schemes. But yeah, they don't do that. Maybe the next one. But by then there'll be something else, some other weird scheme, some AI thing or something that they won't have done.
If AI doesn't collapse in the next month.
That's true. Before the podcast comes out, we recorded this on the 20th in case you guys are worried. I feel like, wow.
Well, we mostly recorded it on the 19th.
That's true, mostly on the 19th. Well, that sounds good. You go for one more spin of the wheel, Diggins?
Yeah. Let's give this wheel one more spin.
All right.
Woo, tick, 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 tick. Mando.
Wow.
One of yours.
That's never happened before. It landed right between two of mine. So I guess we'll go through them both really slowly.
Oh.
One is, let's not fuck the cameraman during the photo shoot. And the other one is, it's a me, the lady. These are two things that I think, little details that blew me away. Dominic Sessa has a thing with Rosamund Pike as the cameraman. And again, it's back to this thing that like, he's not really a magician. He's something else. He's an actor, I guess, in this universe.
Guy who is great with cougars.
Yeah, he's a pickup artist. Yeah, so he impersonates a photographer, which very luckily, and I guess they would know this because they have seen who it is because he's a famous guy, looks just like him. Or at least enough like him that no one's fooled, or like people are fooled.
Yeah. And
it impersonates all their crew, which I guess would have also expected to be somewhere, like how do they get Ariana Greenblatt into that?
I guess they do tell him that the appointment was moved to 9. So presumably the people who work for him, he tells them when to show up.
That's true. Well, I assume the appointment would have had to have been before the show, right? So like,
it's stupid that he believes them that the appointment was moved. Yes, but
also like his makeup people, wouldn't they just show up before the show at some point and be like, hey, we're here for the thing? Like, the photo shoot wouldn't be. I mean, maybe the photo shoot would be after the show, but like,
I don't know how these things work.
Either way, so he comes in dressed in scarves and he's doing a character, and it's a very familiar character in these kinds of movies. I don't know why, but like, it's the kind of overacting guy playing a very sexual photographer. I feel like this shows up in a lot of the ocean movies and stuff like that. Not the photographer part, but the honeypot idea. It doesn't need to be part of it though, but he's decided that he's also gonna get the moves on Rosamund Pike by being really, really aggressive, and it totally works. And like, cool, could have fucked up everything if she was like, no, get this guy out of here, he's harassing me. But I guess Justice Smith knows about all of her specific, like, I don't know, quirks.
Listen. Dominic Sessa may not actually know a lot of magic, but it's the one thing he knows. It's when a Dami mommy secretly wants to be subbed.
That's exactly right. It's such a funny scene, and there's so much. And again, I keep saying it because it's true. I like him in this. I think the more time I'm spending with him, the more I'm like, that was a funny bit. I liked, what else I liked? I liked the line where there was a point later in the movie where they're like coming up with the plan at the end, which they've already come up with, and they're tricking the Horseman into thinking the Horseman came up with it, I guess. And J. Daniel Latlis is like, now, can you guys promise to be cool and not fuck this up by being big showy jerks? And then Dominic Sessa puts his hand on his shoulder and says, no. And then they just keep going. That was a good read on that. This kid's a movie star. What's he up to? He's got some other stuff coming up. I'm excited for it. He should be like, I don't know, fucking, he can't be Gambit, but he should be something. He's got to be in one of those eventually. Oh, he's in a movie called Tony. Fun. Which Tony do we think this is? Tony the Tiger? Oh, it. No, it's the Anthony Bourdain biopic, and he plays Tony in it. So that's pretty big. Ooh. And then he's in that Oh What Fun movie that comes out in like a couple days. That like What If Christmas? Yeah, with Michelle Pfeiffer. So those do so well sometimes, and this one's on Amazon Prime, so like millions of people will see.
Yeah, the last time Amazon Prime put out a heavily marketed Christmas movie, it did gangbusters, right?
And we loved it. Yeah, it was a huge hit. Everybody. So maybe we'll end up covering this too. So that's thing one. Thing two, the Wheel Slice 2. It's me, a French woman. I do want to stress like how conspicuous Lula is in this bit where she shows up. She is dressed like she is in the first scene of Beauty and the Beast as like the old beggar lady who comes to the door and spilling everything all over. But her plan only is helpful because she like rips off her armor. So I can't remember what exactly she does to cause an enormous injury. But it's only helpful because these guys are in like a really small prison. Like they're in the prison that would exist in like my hometown, even though they are super criminals who just got raided at the chateau or whatever.
And I've been arrested as a personal favor to one of the world's richest people.
Yeah, I guess you can maybe say she's like, put them in the other one so I can torture them, but she's not really torturing them. So it doesn't really seem like it matters. But yeah, she's able to break everybody out using like her, lockpicking skills and whatever. Yeah, what'd you think of her in this movie? We haven't really talked about her.
I did want to quickly say, I didn't obviously end up picking this, but one of my wheel slices for this was Strega Nona's Jailbreak.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's what she looked like to me.
That is what she looks like, for sure. I gotta look up a picture of Strega Nona, because I know what you're talking about, but I really would like to... Oh, yeah, that's exactly it. It's that with like wine and a baguette or something.
I liked Lizzie Kaplan in the last movie. I feel like in this one, after this scene, which was incredible, I did love her old drunk French woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looks like she stepped out of a movie scene.
Yeah.
In the middle of a bunch of real people.
Which would prove you could just have done this to anybody. Have Henley put on the prosthetics. It's not like a new person who's walking into this thing. It's another person that they should be looking for, but they just don't see her. So anyway, sorry, go on.
It's okay. But I feel like after this scene, her role in the movie is just to be like, I'm annoyed you guys didn't invite me to be in this sooner. And so like, she doesn't get to do anything fun after that.
I agree. I think she gets lost in the 8 horsemen, which is the amount of horsemen that show up by the end of this movie. 9, I guess, if you count Mark Ruffalo, who you think is like in charge of the horsemen, but also it does seem like he's still... Everybody in it is a horseman, except for maybe Morgan Freeman, who has the next level of I membership or whatever.
Well, he says he retired, which,
that's
to
true.
be fair, he did say he was doing at the end of the last movie.
Mm-hmm. But even in the last movie, like... So we've only seen 3 members of the upper echelon of the I, kind of. Him, and then the 2 people in Macau.
Yes.
But like, so like, I feel like there's like got to be some other level beyond horsemen that he's a part of, but also it feels like maybe they're all horsemen and they're all just getting secret messages from each other. And if they see something that's got the I marking on it, they just go, well, this has to be. Nobody else knows about the I. They could have done like 9/11 or something. I think they could have been convinced to do like a world crime if they had been, the I told them they should do it.
Daniel Radcliffe could have gotten Jesse Eisenberg to do so much shit in the last
movie. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, world leaders are lucky that they survived. Now you see me being used twice by randos who tricked them into thinking they were the I.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then Leslie Kaplan, her whole end game is just she is in love with Dave Franco because they're like
They do that
there.
thing I hate in legacy sequels, and
Yeah.
I guess it is a legacy sequel. Where it's like there was a couple in a previous movie, and now years later they're broken up. Things went bad, and they're sad about it. But then by the end of the movie, they're back together.
Yeah.
And they didn't learn anything or get close again over the course of the movie. And really, it just feels like they never should have broken up at all because they were clearly in love the whole time. But we don't know how to write a couple, so we can only show them falling in love again.
I mean, if anything, I do think Dave Franco goes through an arc of this movie of realizing he's old and maybe like closer to death than he thought he was. And maybe he's like, I got to settle down because I'm been replaced by the other one. And also I don't know what escape rooms are. So like, I'm not with it anymore. And she is there. So,
Yeah,
as well.
At the end of the movie, they kiss, and it's implied they get back together, even though I'm not sure they had a single scene alone together the whole movie.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, they probably didn't. These movies are kind of like strangely light on romance. They're always like...
She is the first person he broke out of jail, or he is the first person she broke out of jail. So
Yeah.
that 2 seconds is a scene they had by themselves.
That's true. But yeah, it's weird actually. Now that I think about it, how there's been no, because even with Atlas and Henley in the first movie, there's a little bit of like, oh, they used to be together and they have like a weird relationship, and they're both by the end like, nah, but we're not gonna be together anymore. And they do it a little bit in this movie and then give up on it again. And the second movie has none of that besides Lizzie and Dave. But oh, and then obviously the first movie has the Interpol agent who should be in this one but isn't.
We forgot about her.
I should get her.
Maybe she's in that Russian prison with Mark Ruffalo, except he's not in a Russian prison.
Except he's not. He's in a hologram or whatever. He's doing one Avenger movie overseas. Good for him.
Man, this isn't really related to your wheel slices. I'm sorry, but I just have to say, because I alluded to it earlier, like, he says in this ending speech, he's like, I tricked you into believing things that weren't true, but it's all worth it because it got my horsemen back together. And I'm like, according to them, they broke up because they thought they got you put in prison forever. If you hadn't done anything, they would have been together this whole time.
Yeah, especially like Woody Harrelson, I feel like should be mad about this because, like, I'm an alcoholic now. I get that she had a family, so she's doing all right. But my life was ruined by this.
I took years off my life with alcohol abuse because I thought that you were going to die in a gulag.
Yeah. And, but yeah, the whole gulag is probably part of the eye or something, or one never was there. Like that helicopter that's just a big piece of plywood that turns out to not be a helicopter.
And actually, they went down a zip line that should have been extremely obviously visible to the people after the helicopter plywood fell.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, what are we going to do? Oh, right. The big questions. Okay. Joey, still bad in these, I think.
Yeah, I don't think our pal Joey is pulling out any magic tricks anytime soon.
I do think he might be able to fit. Yeah.
Kids don't really do magic tricks.
That's what I was going to say. He could fit in with this new crowd pretty well. He could be their old man who's just there too. Like he's got the good Woody Harrelson age gap with them. Yeah, he can get in a car and like drive around to distract the police and then get caught by the police and then break out of being caught by the police. So he can be part of the next bit or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he could do this.
He could have been the fourth, second horseman.
Yeah. Yeah, he could have done that, or he could have been who they called in France and dressed up like Stregonona, like you said. That would have been pretty.
Yeah,
Joey's probably got something very similar.
His acting skills to help break them out of prison, of course.
Yeah, they like. I thought it was so funny when they do the show in like not Saudi Arabia, the other one, Qatar, UAE, yeah, where they project things onto the wall and they're like Atlas, and then I can't remember what he gets. Merrick gets, or no, it's not Merrick, it's Henley gets like a lock or something because she's this, whatever. Wilder gets a playing card because that's his like little thing. And as it cut to Lula, I was like, what are they going to show? Like an arm ripping off of a, because that's all she does. And then they did doves, and I was like, oh, right, she did doves once.
Right,
in these
she
movies
turned
before.
that guy's penis into a dove.
Yeah.
Said it right this time.
We all knew. Yeah, she didn't do that. Yeah, in these. But yeah, could I defeat it? Probably about as well as before. About as well as Joey, I think, by just causing a distraction. I don't know if I could. You know what? I don't know if I could seduce Rosamund Pike. I don't know if I got that in me. I'd love to try, like in this universe. I think I could, but it's a high pressure situation because if you fuck it up, the whole thing's off.
Oh yeah,
Justice Smith's whole career of being a super magician down the toilet because they fucked it up.
I mean, I would be really nervous and anxious just hitting on Rosamund Pike, let alone that I'm doing a diamond heist.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Also, lucky for them, she's single. All right, I mean, maybe even if she's not single, she would have maybe been able to.
She takes after her dad.
Yeah, that's a great point. And then the last question: is this movie woke?
I mean, they took that Petro State money, so I think I have to say no.
I know. Yeah, you're right. They did do that. I mean, they have a slightly more ethnically diverse team of horsemen that they add to this.
Yeah, but they don't. I mean, they don't make much of a point of it other than the implication. They never say this. It's implied that the shame of having a mixed race child,
right,
like that he cheated with their black housemaid, was part of what drove Rosamund Pike's mom to suicide.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're right. That is only implied.
Yeah, it's not talked about at all. Nobody brings attention to it. It's just sort of like, if you think about it, you're like, these are white South Africans. They're super racist. That was part of it.
Yeah. Beating up cops. I mean, that's good. Beating crypto guys, scamming them. That's kind of woke.
Yeah, but then they give the crypto to other people, so it's not like really blaming the crypto itself.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, crypto's great for them. Like if they want to do these exchanges,
oh yeah,
it's really hard to do it with like bank transfers but like crypto wallets. You just get that guy's phone and you're good.
Yeah, the only thing crypto is good for is crime. So it's great for them.
Yeah. I also am not convinced this movie is woke enough to offset the Petro State money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, at least they got to see Charlie Chonko.
It's true. Hopefully. I mean, maybe he was Charlie Chonkel, or maybe he was like Alison Wonkoland or whatever at that point. But they got to see something. They got to enjoy the sandwiches or whatever they were. With
the crazy sandwiches.
The crazy, kooky, crazy sandwiches. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, and those are the only things. What do you think? Do you think DJ would like this one?
Well, he likes 2 less than 1, and I'd say this is more similar to 2 than 1, so I would say no.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he'd be fine with it, but overall, not a fan. But we'll find out, I guess, once it hits VOD and he's able to sneak away from his lone wolf and cub scenario and watch it. And
hopefully his life-changing journey where he learns the value of human life through caring for a young alien will end soon.
Yeah, I mean, it takes us all different amounts of time, so maybe it will. But before that, do you want to hit some plugs? You want to plug some things for the fine people?
I mean, normally we'd wreck things first, but I guess we could do plugs.
We could wreck them. Damn it! I opened up the old podcast to see what I had wrecked because I wasn't sure if I'd wrecked something. And as I was reading that, or as I was saying that, I just read the word plugs in my brain. Anyway, Rex, do you have anything to recommend to the fine people, Diggins?
I do. I got a little unusual one today, I suppose.
Ooh.
I got a book.
Oh, yeah, but not a big book recommendation podcast, so good to know.
We're all illiterate.
Yeah, that's fair. Like the kids. We're cool young kids who can't read.
That's right. We learned the bad method of learning how to read.
That's right.
Just said doesn't work.
Yeah. Whoopsies.
But no, so I had been playing Hades 2 recently, as on previous recommendations was talked about. Did you ever get
Mm-hmm.
into that?
Oh, of course.
Oh right, yeah, no, of course.
Oh wait, I still haven't finished it, to be fair. But once my character slept with all the available sleep withable characters, I kind of lost interest. Um, but
I cannot for the life of me trigger Eris.
I don't know what I
Not
did for
Eris,
that
not
one.
Eris. Nemesis.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, Nemesis. Nemesis is complicated. So can I kind of spoil a little bit of it for you to?
It's fine. I don't care.
So you actually meet her in the field, and that's what triggers it.
Oh.
So you have to encounter her in the like whatever. Because I had that same problem where like I was like, this character has to be for this, but because I played it in the beta versions, I was like, maybe for some reason I missed it because they put it in earlier, and but then yeah, it shows up later.
I've seen her in the field a few times, but well, maybe if I keep.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you have to do, but that is where it happens. So unusual for that.
I took a bit of a break because I hit like the first ending, and I was like, I'm good for now. But yeah, I should get back to it anyway. Because I'd been playing Hades 2, I thought back and was like, back in the day when I was like a teenager, I read the Iliad, but I never actually read the Odyssey. And Odysseus is in this game, and there's like a whole thing about him, and with other Odyssey characters like
a lot of Odyssey characters in this one.
Scylla, yeah. So
Charybdis, like, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I was like, why don't I actually go and read the Odyssey? But now that I'm an aware adult, I was like, oh yeah, these are translated from ancient Greek, so the translation I pick matters. So I looked around for a little bit, and like there's a bunch of like classic translations that people like, and other more recent ones that are supposed to be like standard for like studying it. But there was a one from about 10 years ago, I think, more or less, by Emily Wilson, where she made an effort to, well, she did two things. One, because it's a poem, she wanted to preserve a certain, rhythm and lyricism to it, even though, that's obviously destroyed once you put it in English, the whatever it's supposed to be in ancient Greek. So she wrote her translation in iambic pentameter.
Oh, that's cool.
And then she also used more modern language, and like I feel like people hear that sometimes and they think like, oh, it's all like slang and stuff.
Yeah. Odysseus, you have so much riz. You tricked Circe with all your riz.
Yeah. But no, it just means she doesn't do like a lot of translations have them use like old timey language, like thou wouldst do this, thou must do that, and she argues in the forward, it's like that's not any more authentic than anything else. That's not how they talked in ancient Greek. And that's not how English was used at the time, because English didn't exist.
That's true, yeah.
So she it's just more like plain language, more like easier to comprehend for a modern audience, which I thought was cool and I appreciated, and I don't think really diminishes from the text at all. So I read the Emily Wilson translation of the Odyssey. That book is not about what you think it is. How much of that book do you think is all the stuff you've heard of, where he travels through the ocean and has all his adventures?
I don't know. I feel like I've read the Odyssey in high school or something. I was looking back because I was like, did I watch the Wishbone episode instead? And I don't think I did, but there was a game called Wishbone and the Amazing Odyssey, which you would play, and then that would teach you about the Odyssey. So maybe that's what I remember. Let's see. What do I think most of the Odyssey is? I mean, I know a lot of it is like them at home being like, when's Odysseus going to get back from Odyssey? But I don't know.
That's a decent chunk of it. I wouldn't say that's the most of it, though.
What is the most of it?
Well, the sea journey, like I said, I'd say about a sixth of the whole book. Fully half of that book is after he gets home and he's like, how am I going to kill all these suitors?
That's cool. I like that. They going to put that in the Nolan movie, you think? That'd be pretty cool.
I think they will, because they just announced some casting, actually. And Robert Pattinson is Antinous, who is the lead suitor. I feel like you don't cast that as a named character if that's not going to be a decent chunk of the movie, right?
That's true, except with him, I'm like, Would they just come to a Nolan movie to be in one scene because they're like, fuck it, it's a Nolan movie. I love him. Um, I could be convinced, but yeah, when's he gonna make that Batman movie? Probably never.
Never.
No, why bother?
But yeah, so I enjoyed the Emily Wilson translation of the Odyssey. And it is a very interesting story. Obviously, being so old and from such a different culture, there's sort of like things like, I'm not saying Odysseus is problematic. I just mean like the story values certain things that feel somewhat strange to a modern audience. But I think it is still like a good story.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Nando? Anything to rec?
I have two things. The one that I thought I wrecked last week, but then I realized I forgot to wreck, and I think I did this twice. So, yeah, two times I have accidentally not wrecked this. So I'm going to do it now, in case I haven't. Did I recommend Welcome to Derry, the It Show?
I don't believe you have.
And by the It Show, I don't mean the new hot show, although it is kind of the new It Show. But it's the show that is so if you just watch the trailers, you would be like, oh, it's a show about it, but like before it takes place in like the 50s or whatever, because it takes place in like the 80s. It is that. However, this show is also kind of the like Stephen Kingiverse kind of bringing everything together show. So like there's lots of mentions of certain locations from Stephen King things. There are characters from other Stephen King things in ways that I think is kind of silly, but also kind of charming and makes it stupid in a way that I enjoy. The scares are not scary at all for me because they're all super CGI and weird. But that makes it nice because I like it. I enjoy watching it. And there's a element of like, wow, isn't Pennywise kind of racism, which has always kind of been true of that story, but it taking place in this time really reminds me of. Did you ever watch Lovecraft Country?
Oh yeah, I watched some of it.
A little bit of it feels like that, where it's like that time period, and a lot of the main characters are black. A lot of the adults are black. Some of the kids are not. Anyway, it's not a very good show, but it's interesting, and it's doing enough interesting things that we watch it every week and we get a little bit excited for it. Like it's tough because it comes out the same day as Chair Company. So like obviously Chair Company I'm into and like I like, but this one I'm like, oh, it's pretty excited to see. And we're about halfway through, so there hasn't been a whole lot of it. There's been like weird happenings, but no like Bill Skarsgård. So I'm curious to see how they handle that.
Is it Bill Skarsgård again?
It is, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they got him, and he, I assume, is going to be like a pretty big player in parts of it. The main characters are mostly people you wouldn't recognize, although one or two of them I was like, oh, I've seen him and stuff before. The main guy who plays what is his name? I feel like people that have come out of this liking it, like Hallerman. Is that his name? Hallerman. Have you seen The Shining?
Yes.
He's the guy in The Shining who's black. And it's that guy. But in the past he's also involved with it stuff, which makes me hope, and I don't think this is what's going to happen. The Shining is also going to turn out to be it or something. Like Pennywise is going to show up in The Shining as well in this universe, and that I would love. Because that's where it gets really stupid, and like, oh, character's going to be, like Carrie, and then they're going to go to the Dark Tower. Like the idea of bringing all these things together could be really fun. But like I said, it's not a very good show, so don't get your hopes up. I saw, this isn't a wreck. I mean, if you could see her in live action in the real world, go for it. I saw Patti Harrison this weekend in the city. So funny. It was great. She did a lot of presentations. It was one of those comedy shows where it's like not like a stand-up show, so it's kind of like a bunch of stuff. And we learned about why people are ugly, why certain people aren't as attractive as other people, which was helpful. And we also made
I would like to know what's up with all this.
It's very complicated, and there's a lot. I wouldn't say there's a lot of science that goes into it. But a lot of it comes down to whether a woman has blonde hair or not, and so that wouldn't really affect you. But there are a couple of men that get brought into this, get dragged into the ugliest people ever presentation. So there's some interesting stuff there. They did, like, the show ends with, she wrote a plea, kind of, in the form of um, a piece of Harry Potter fan fiction to Joe, J.K. Rowling, to convince Joe to be cool, but also kind of meet her on her level. So it's a Harry Potter fan fiction in which Harry Potter is terrorized by a trans man, and it's pretty funny. She had people come on the things. There were like 3 people, and they all read it, but they were from the audience, and that was also fun to hear them say all the sex things that Harry Potter did to other characters as well, because it was also very sexual. So yeah, I don't think Patti Harrison tours a lot or anything, but if you ever get the opportunity, it was a really fun show.
This is just like a brief thing, right? Like it's not ongoing.
Yeah, I mean, it just was part of the New York Comedy Festival, which is the Riata of the East, as far as I'm concerned.
According to Eric Adams.
And it had Bill Burr. Yeah, that's true. Eric Adams. They love family, hard work, and journalist execution or whatever. I don't remember what the thing was, but he's so busy. You see where he is right now?
No.
Israel.
Oh, of course.
He's doing some Israel stuff, He's still the mayor. Like you would assume, but
yeah,
not really though. Like, yeah. But anyway, that's the recommendation, I guess. And then the other thing, because I was looking up stuff about what are the actors who's in the Vision Quest show for a video I was going to do, and still I'm going to do, it'll come out soon. I ended up watching the show that goes wrong, which is the show made by the TV show made by the people who make the play that goes wrong. And I like some of it. I don't want to say it's hit or miss. I think it's all good, but I don't think everybody would like all of it. I do think the episode that's the funniest that I would recommend for people to watch, and you can usually find online because it's on like YouTube TV or whatever. It's an episode called Summer Once Again. And it is a kind of like, it's supposed to be like a World War I era play about like a son coming home from war. But for people that don't know, this is like a written and produced play in the form of a show. So like it's recorded, but there's an audience, but everything goes wrong. And there's like a little bit of a meta narrative where the actual drama production, like the theater that does this, that is bad at this, also has like a weird control, like power struggle between 2 people. But you don't need to understand that. Just watch this episode. It's really funny. It's like a half hour long and it's great. I'll link it in the show notes. But 2 of those guys run Vision Quest, so I was just Googling stuff of theirs. Yeah, next week it was Wicked for Good
2 for Good.
Yeah. Do you think that's why they put it there? Is the title is because they wanted to have the word good in it, so people would be like, "What do we think of this?" Actually, you know what? I thought it was pretty good.
Pretty good. But I think that might be it. It's definitely not that's the big closing number.
No, it's you run the risk though of having people say "for bad" or something in their review. So that's
I'm sure that review exists.
Yeah, Wicked for fine, something like that. But yeah, we'll give our reviews and use our words next week, and who knows, maybe DJ will be back from his. Probably not, but you never know. I could see DJ wanting to talk about this one specifically. It's a question of, I guess, when he could see it. But
true.
Yeah.
And next week, I'll have some other complications.
That's a good point. You never know. Maybe we'll all have been disappeared to Riyadh for who knows what. Willy Wonka 2 or whatever. So that'd be pretty cool. It's weird that now that I think about it, that the Wonka thing isn't a Gene Wilder thing. That they're like Timmy Chalamet, like. What is it with?
Wasn't that true of the Willy Wonka experience, the original Willy Wonka experience also? Or did they not really have a Willy Wonka in the advertising?
I don't think they did, but also I feel like the Oompa Loompa looked more like the traditional Oompa Loompa than than Hugh Grant Oompa Loompa. Yeah, so yeah. I think if anything, they were going for old school Willy Wonka. Yeah, but that's why that one failed and this one succeeded, I guess.
that must be it.
Yeah, we'll find out. Do you have anything to plug for the fine people, Diggins?
Nope. What about you, Nando?
I have videos and stuff. I don't know which ones are out. And like which ones have been out since then or since now. So I don't know. Other stuff will be out eventually. Honestly, I might make a video about this Riyadh thing because I think it's fascinating, and I need the people to find out about it. Besides the podcast, obviously, and yeah. Besides
I assume like 100 times more people watch your videos than listen to these podcasts.
Maybe that's true before, but now that we're breaking the Riyadh news on the podcast, that could totally change.
That's true. Yeah.
So we'll find out. But yeah, until then, just go, Nando V Movies or the Nando Cut. And the TikTok account, I've been putting all stuff on TikTok. So it's Matt Nando Kelly. But yeah, next week, Wicked 4, we'll see. Until then, I've been at Nando V Movies on Twitter and Bluesky and stuff.
I'm C. Diggins, exclusively on Bluesky.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.